No,
right?
it's a putter.
No.
Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Cameron Kirk, whatever.
Cam Newton.
Cam
Girls.
Yep.
A lot of Cams.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have Shane Bacon live from the Open Championship. I always want to call it the British Open. Talking about St. Andrews, the course, Tiger. He followed Tiger and Max. We also have our good friends Frankie and Trent, the Foreplay boys, on to do the Mount Rushmore of worst golf guys, which was very, very good. We're going to talk a little Open Championship. We got Fyre Fest. We're going to send you off on a Friday going into a summer weekend. And we are brought to you by our friends at Visible. Listen up. Visible is still the best in wireless and has scored some major points in our book. Visible starts at just $25 a month for a single line, taxes and fees included. What would you spend the extra money with that you save on Visible? Hank?
Sand.
Sand for the beach.
No, to take
With you.
to have the beach at my house.
Oh.
This is smart.
Okay. You build a
BYOB.
beach. Yeah, I love that. You also get unlimited data, text, talk, and hotspot with 5G included. All powered by Verizon. Yup, that network. I'm a Verizon guy, always been. And we're Team Visible, and you can be too. So check it out, visible.com/pod. Get unlimited single-line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Comparison to a single line with unlimited data to other major carriers. For plan and network details, see visible.com/pod. Visible.com/pod. Single-line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Thank you to Visible, our wonderful presenting sponsor. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Visible. Go to visible.com/pod. Get unlimited single-line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Today is Friday, July 15th, and Tiger Woods is dead.
Yeah, spiritually. I mean, what do you shoot?
Emotionally?
5 over, 6 over,
Yeah.
something like that. It's tough to watch.
It's tough to watch.
I don't like watching Tiger struggle like this, but I do still like watching him play golf. So
Yeah.
he's still out there.
He's out there. He's trying.
This whole tournament just seems like it's all setting up for Rory. It's giving Rory.
I'm going to knock
Did I
on
use that
wood.
right, Hank?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it feels like it's Rory's time, right? Like he's
Rory's-
been playing some of the best golf of his career,
And
as we've said on this show.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. It's got to be won by a big player.
He's been defending the sanctity of the PGA.
Like,
Yeah.
this can't be a random tournament winner.
It will be.
It can't be.
They'll just be random Cameron. I don't know why all the Camerons are good at golf.
Cam
got-
Smith isn't random.
We got
Yeah,
two.
no, I know. But
stud.
Cam Young.
Cam Young.
Cam Young is the one who's leading right now. I
Cam
believe.
Smith is in third.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Camerons
Cams,
are
yeah.
just. It's the most golf name out there. Just have a kid named Cameron. They'll probably win an Open Championship.
Scotty Cameron.
Scotty Cameron. Yeah, just list all your. Cameron Kirk.
No,
right?
it's a putter.
No,
Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Cameron Kirk. Whatever.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Cam Girls.
Yep.
A lot of Cams.
But the Open Championship always fucks me up because of the time change. I just can't. Like the fact that they're playing while we're sleeping, my brain is a pea. I can't understand
They
it.
They
started
did a good tee
teeing
time
off,
for Max today, though.
Yeah.
They did. They started teeing off at 1 a.m., which is insane. But I accidentally discovered a type of hack that you can use when you're watching golf when the Open is on. I woke up in the middle of the night at like 2:30, had to go pee. On my way back to bed, I was like, oh my God, the Open's on right now.
Yep.
So I took a 6-hour golf nap while the Open was on in my bedroom listening. It was incredible.
That is incredible.
I've never taken longer than probably like a 30-minute golf nap
Yeah.
before. This was about 6 hours.
Just set up your TV to automatically turn on right when it starts.
Yeah.
And just keep sleeping.
It's actually really nice because in the Open they always have the most they're the most like foreign correspondents that are in the booth. So you not only do you get like the Nick Faldos, but you get like a Scottish brogue accent in there.
Uh-huh.
There's one guy that was from the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure.
Love it.
It was really nice. It's a very soothing way to fall back asleep and then wake up.
Yeah. So we got Open Championship going on. It feels like this is we got to really embrace this because this is the last big thing besides like the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Like that's kind of it. Then we're falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
So we got to really
It's going to be a long summer.
Let's hug it. Let's hug it. Let's hold it. Let's just kiss it.
When's the Hall of Fame game?
When is the Hall of Fame game? Football's back.
Because then the week after that, I think Hard Knock starts.
Yeah, true. Then we're back. Then we're all the way back.
August 4th, Raiders Jags.
There we go.
Oh,
So
we're right there.
We have like 2 weeks to get through.
Yeah, we're right there. We also had maybe the biggest football news that could ever be announced this week was the white Bengal helmet.
Yeah.
Which is so sick.
It is
Have
pretty
you
cool.
seen it?
It's very cool.
It's so cool.
It's
like,
awesome.
I know this might be grasping for straws here, but the white Bengal helmet definitely got me pumped. Like, that was big news in my life.
No, it was. It was. And when they first tweeted it out, they messed up, so you didn't even get the video or any of the pictures, and nobody had any idea what was going on. The white Bengal helmet in the snow is going to be incredible. It's going to be like you're playing against a team of Finnish snipers.
Yep.
They're just hiding. You're not going to be able to see them.
It's incredible. So I'm all in on the white Bengal helmet. That's the big news of the day.
There's another bit of news that came out in the NFL. I'm going to do something I rarely do on this show, and Hank, I hope you'll appreciate it. I'm going to go out of my way to defend Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand on the table for Tom Brady.
Thank you for your service in advance.
He got done dirty.
Yeah,
by
a
page
headline.
6 by a headline. It's classic New York Post clickbait, just trying to get people to do the quote tweets on it. The headline,
which I did.
Yeah, well, it was very easy to do.
Yeah.
But then I clicked on it, and then I felt bad, so I held back because I read the article. The headline is, Tom Brady, my wealth is the hardest thing about parenting. Mm-hmm. Sounds bad, right?
Yeah, before you tell me everything, I saw the headline, and I consciously was like, I guarantee there's context here that isn't bad, but I'm not going to spend the time to click on this. I'm just going to quote tweet it.
So what was your quote tweet, Tom?
It was just thoughts and prayers.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Very basic.
That's solid.
Yeah, right.
So, in a way, I could imagine why that would be a completely appropriate headline, because Tom Brady has literally everything else going for him. So maybe the worst part of his life might actually be how rich he is.
Yeah, he's too rich
because
to parent.
Because he's got everything else.
Right.
But I read the article. He said, we have people that clean for us. We have people that make our food. We have people that drive us to the airport if we need that. We get off a plane, and there's people waiting there for us, and we get ushered in. That's my kid's reality, which is the hard part to say, guys, this is not the way reality really is. What can we do about that? So teaching his kids how their life is like a fairy tale,
right?
But don't expect your life to be like that. This is not real. You should appreciate every second you have of this, and then it's not always going to be like this.
But it is.
It might not be for his kids, though.
What?
Well, I'm sure they'll still be comfortable, but I don't think they're going to have people waiting on them hand and foot as adults when they get off planes.
I think if you're a child of billionaires, because they have a B.
Do they have a B?
I think that combined they absolutely have a B.
I know Giselle makes more than him.
I have a feeling that their life will always be this is not shaming whatsoever, but I have a feeling their life will always be pretty comfortable.
He also said he wants to make their kids relatable by creating experiences that are more along the lines of what most kids go through, which I think that's fair. It's probably tough to have your kid. If you're at the Tom Brady level, your children's friends, you're never going to know, like, okay, who's friends with my son because of the Brady factor that goes along with it. You have to give them ways to like relate to other kids their age.
Right.
And so I'm going out of my way to say that Tom Brady got done dirty by this headline.
He absolutely got done dirty, and I also just played into it because I was like, yeah, I know this headline's bad. Mm-hmm. So Tom Brady needs to just give his kids those moments that are relatable to everyone else.
Yeah.
A little tip, Tom Brady, you could do what my dad did when my birthday one year. I asked for a PlayStation, and he bought me the holder for it.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I opened it, and I was like, what? And he's like, I thought that's what you wanted. He gave me the PlayStation later, but it was fucked up.
It was humbling for a second.
Yeah, at the moment I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
this sucks. He's like, no, that's the PlayStation.
It does. It must be tough to be a dad though, and you're like, okay, I have literally everything in the world to give my kids, but I need to also toughen them up. How do you toughen kids up?
Yeah,
because I think like any dad would be like, I want them to have it better than I did. The fact is, like, I don't think that it's possible for Tom Brady's kids to have a better life than he did.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna. Now that you read that story, I actually do kind of feel bad for him because he's right. It is like. You have to basically say, like, I don't want my kids to be douchebags.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be the rich asshole kids.
Yeah.
So how do I do that without, like, also, like, Tom Brady's not going to change his life.
I think Tom Brady should give us all of his money.
Yeah.
And that way, for your kids.
Just let us hold it.
Yeah, for your kids.
For a year.
It's not because we want it.
Yeah.
It's for the sake of your family.
Take them to podcasting camp. Make them bloggers.
That's actually not a bad idea.
School Hard Knocks.
Part of my take, fantasy camp.
Yeah. We'll toughen up your kids for you. for a small fee of $20 million.
I love it.
We will make make fun of your kids and make them get us coffee.
Just roast them.
Yeah.
Probably suspend them.
Yeah. Make them stay up late watching football. Mm-hmm. We'll do all of that. $20 million. That's
Easy.
actually really nice of us.
So, Hank, what do you think about that? What do you think about me and Big Cat putting on the cape for Tom Brady?
I love it. I mean, it's necessary. He's one of the most hated and unnecessarily hated just for being successful people in the history of this planet.
Well said.
Jesus. Him and
Well
Jesus.
said. Well said.
I would say him more than Jesus.
Probably.
Yeah.
There was a
He's
lot
never had
less
to deal
people.
with
There was a
Twitter.
lot less people when Jesus was around.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was retired for way longer than 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He still came back.
Yep.
All right, other stories. DeAndre Ayton might be a Pacer. They signed an offer sheet. I feel like the Suns would be stupid not to match it. But
I don't think they like him, though.
Well, the Suns are stupid.
Yeah, the Suns
That's the
are
other part of that.
Suns are
Like-
stupid. I think that what happened at the end of the playoffs last year, I think they were just that's the end of the rope with them.
Yeah. So, anything else going on? It's light right now. Mount Rushmore's gonna be great. People love the Pardon My Bake. We might have to do another one on Grit Week because we will be out in Rado.
It occurred to me when we were talking about the next white American high school basketball player to be drafted first overall. I think we just all completely forgot about Barron Trump.
Ooh, he's a soccer player though.
Yeah, but what if
He's
it
a
was
striker?
But he's like 6'8", right?
He's still growing.
So what if it was Barron Trump that broke the streak?
I saw a picture, by the way, of Chet Holmgren's ankles that I don't know if they were photoshopped or not.
They looked like Tiger Woods' legs.
They were his foot didn't fit in his shoe.
Yeah,
It was crazy. Was that photoshopped?
I think it was real.
Wow,
I do too.
that's crazy.
It is wild.
You know I
Looks
feel
like you can put your fingers around his leg.
Yeah, it also feels like every Barron Trump picture's photoshopped,
It's true.
which they might be. Who knows?
They're funnier if they are.
Yeah, right. Okay, anything else, Jake? Anything cool happening in the sports world? Anything wild? I don't think so.
I don't see any wild. We had a recurring guest retire today.
Oh,
Mitchell Schwartz.
Oh.
Yeah.
officially. So he was out last year with a back injury,
But he
great career.
He notes-apped it.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see this real
I
quick.
think it was 4.
4 notes apps?
Yeah.
I'm not reading all that, bro. I
Yeah.
like you, but I'm not reading
What
all
is
that.
it like? I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah. But I ain't reading all that, though. Or whatever.
Oh,
it is.
man, it's
You
long.
nailed it,
It's a
Jake.
long 4, too. It's a very long 4. That sucks because I feel like his career got cut short a little bit.
It did. He had a good career though, and
Yeah.
he seems like he's happy.
And he went out, his last game was the Super Bowl, was it not? I think he got hurt right after that. Maybe not. Maybe he played a little the next year.
He's had a good career though.
Either way, he won a Super Bowl, and flags fly forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Him and Jeff are going to be doing a podcast together real soon.
Yeah. G off. What was that?
That was
Time for band practice.
That was my time for band practice alarm. But that's fine. I'm here with you guys.
I've been setting alarms.
We're jamming
a
right
lot.
here.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself for that, Jake. You'd be proud of me. I've been setting myself reminder alarms.
It's great, right?
And I'm always like, but I don't. My problem is I don't put what the alarm is for.
Right, I don't do that either. But
So then I'm always like, what am I supposed to do at 4:57?
well, you can set an alarm. I don't set reminders. I put it in the calendar.
Oh, I just set alarms, and then I have a constant
Yeah.
string of alarms going off every day, and I don't know what they're for.
Yeah.
I do that too.
And it's like I'm memento.
And I usually do it for like a minute before. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like,
I
oh
have
no,
1 minute.
Clock
Yeah.
is ticking.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to do right now?
I've got, I think, like 30 different alarms set up in my phone. They're all off. But if I need to set an alarm for like the next day, I'll scroll through one of these and then figure out which
Oh
one
my God.
is closest to the time
Why?
I need to
Yeah,
set the
I
alarm
like
for.
it.
Why?
No, I
And
like
just
that.
use
Dude,
that.
why?
Dude,
how many-
EFT has
I have a lot,
legitimately
too.
Yeah,
Not as many.
30.
No, it's probably
that
more
is the
than 30.
most amount of alarms I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
I like that.
I have
Wow.
like 4.
Well, because
like
I don't,
30 as well.
I don't want to waste my time creating a
just
new alarm.
change, click edit.
No, but he's so close to it.
Yeah, I've got ones that, hey, give me a time that you would need an alarm for right now.
9:17
9:17 a.m. or p.m.?
p.m.
Oh, p.m. Okay, we're mixing it up. So let me scroll down. I got, how does 10 p.m. sound?
No.
Yeah.
How does 8
You're right
p.m.
there.
sound?
That's
You're in the
You have
neighborhood.
more than 24.
You're in the neighborhood.
I should get 24
you should get every minute,
every minute, and then I just,
yeah.
I'm one touch.
and you just press
525,000.
on.
That's efficiency.
Yeah.
600.
I also have
Absolutely.
22,000 unread emails.
That I have no
That's
problem
crazy.
with. But alarms, I think just edit. Like,
I have like
You're the type of guy who
25.
you probably when you have like extra time on your microwave, you just clear it. Like you got to use that.
What do you mean?
I'll save the time on the microwave.
Yeah, you do.
But
Yeah.
you don't like to see the clock?
No, like
No.
if I use the microwave for 2 minutes,
Right.
say I'm making popcorn, 3
Yeah.
minutes, and I can hear that it's done with 30 seconds left, I'll save those 30 seconds and then use it for the next thing.
I like to see the clock.
That's usually how I decide how long to heat something up for, is whatever time is left on the
Yeah,
microwave.
right,
I
exactly.
put it in and then just hit
Save
start.
it for later.
I like to click stop as it's hitting 0 and get the perfect stop.
That is exhilarating.
Like
you also got to
you-
preheat your microwave.
No,
Yeah, you
no.
do.
yeah,
no.
that's why you hit the
Yeah.
minimum power, and you
gotta
let it go
preheat
for
the
like
microwave.
30 seconds.
You got to warm it up.
Not me.
That's a fact.
My house will blow up.
Why?
I just think that'll happen.
For preheating the microwave?
Yeah.
Is it still true that if
You're
you're like,
microwaving microwaves.
if you stand in front of the microwave, it's bad?
I just went into Hank's brain for a second and completely understood what he was
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
and it's the funniest thing of all time.
You basically have
you're,
the
you're heating up heat.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not good. That's a bad combination.
You have the Hadron Collider or whatever in your house.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was always told not to stand in front of microwaves because then I won't be able to have kids.
Yeah, well, I'm asking that because the microwave in my house is like
Oh, yeah,
the
you
same
dick.
height as my kid.
You got to skip.
Yeah, so I'm like he's always just standing in front of it. Is that bad?
I'm sure that technology has improved so much in the last 30 years. You're
Yeah.
good.
All right, fine. No problem. All right, let's go to Shane Bacon. Okay, before we get to Shane Bacon, Roman is back. What would you want to last what would you want to last longer? Summer nights, good TV show, maybe Sunday Night Football.
Days at the beach.
The days at the beach, well, Roman wants you to last longer in bed, 340% better in bed. Roman swipes are the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman swipes are uniquely formulated to reduce stimulation without eliminating sensation altogether. The more consistent you are with the swipes, the longer and better your sex will be. The swipes are super easy to use. Take out the swipe, apply it, and let it dry for 5 minutes. Enjoy longer lasting sex, just like you want, Monday Night Football. You want it to, when a game is awesome, you want it to last longer. Guess what? Wish you had Roman swipes for that. Well, you do have it for sex. Check it out right now. Roman swipes. Go to getroman.com/take to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. Getroman.com/take to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. Okay, here he is, Shane Bacon. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest live from the Open Championship in St. Andrews. It is Shane Bacon. You can see him on the Golf Channel. He also has a podcast where his podcast host ditched him. His name is Max Homa. Yep, ditched you. Shane, thank you for joining us. Let's talk links golf because we don't understand it whatsoever. So, I guess you said you've caddied at St. Andrews before. You know the course very well. Give us the background so that we just want to make sure that you're an expert.
Yeah, so I appreciate you guys having me on. Big fans, even UPFT. Thank you so much. You look great. And Big Cat, I wanted to say you look excellent in your golf attire the other day. You looked very much like a golfer, super dialed. When I was done with school back in 2006, a buddy and I were golf fans, kind of golf nerds, and we'd sit on the roof of our house in college and talk about, like, what are we going to do when we get done with college, as everybody does? Are we going to go to grad school? Are we going to get a job? And we were like, why don't we go to Scotland? That'd be kind of cool. And we flew to Scotland and didn't have any plans. He knew one guy in St. Andrews, and we met a lady named Ivy who let us stay in her house for 40 pounds a week. And it was 5 extra pounds if she did our laundry. We obviously did that. And we got a job. We got a job at St. Andrews day number 2 of living in Scotland. Will and I were caddying on the old course, and apologies to those early groups because we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. I think we had a relative idea what we were doing in the back end of it, but yeah, it was, 3-4 months of us looping around, and we'd caddy, twice a day, carry a bag for whomever. And it was wild. So I feel like I'm dialed enough to talk about links golf, especially this golf course.
Yeah, so how many times do you think that you've walked the course there?
I was talking about this with a buddy of mine yesterday. Probably 100 times. I'd say it's probably a relatively decent guess. So more than most of the guys, and probably more than most of the caddies out here this week. So again, put it on my Wikipedia page or whatever.
That's great though. That's a great story, and that also just makes me think like how much it must have sucked for the guy who saved up all this money, went out to St. Andrews, trip of a lifetime, and you're like, hey, I'm Shane. I just graduated college. This is my 3rd day.
From Arizona. So the funny part about that was if it was early in their trip, they were Americans, they'd be super pissed if they got me. But if it was late in the trip, they were kind of happy to see an American because they dealt with Scottish caddies for, talking trash, because Scottish caddies will give it to you straight. I mean, they don't sugarcoat anything. They tell you when it's a bad shot. I mean, they get on you about a bad shot. When you hit a bad putt, they'll tell you it was a shitty putt. So, when they'd get me on the back end of the trip, they were relatively happy.
That's funny.
So what are the secrets of the course? Give me a secret that nobody knows.
A secret, of course, one of them is on the 17th hole. So that's like the famous hole where you hit it over the hotel, where you kind of pick
the road hole
off the wall, the road hole. There you go. Look at you. You're so dialed. You actually want to miss it left of the green. Everybody hits it on the green and it's so hard and fast. It goes over the green onto the road. The play is you actually hit it on 18T and it's a pretty easy chip shot. So again, not super simple when there's people standing over there, but if you were playing for a score like playing in an open today, you want to bail it out left and you give yourself a pretty easy chip.
Well, that's interesting because if you're going up to 17 and you're hitting your tee shot and there's a crowd on the surrounding the 18th tee box, you might second guess yourself and be like, yeah, it'd kind of be a big weird thing if I hit it into that crowd, but you're saying that's actually the smart play to make.
Well, and then you have to say it immediately, right? I meant to do that.
It's like calling your bank shot.
Yeah, it's a big key to sport, right? I mean, you tell everybody you meant to do it. So, yeah, you walk up there and you apologize to the guys and you go, my caddy actually told me to hit it here.
So when we're watching this weekend, at what point does the wind become just an insane problem? Because I feel like that's a big part of links golf, and especially golf in England and Scotland and Ireland, where it's like you'll turn on one day and they're like, yep, no one's going to be able to hit anything because the wind is so bad. Is there like a mile per hour or a direction that we should look out for? Like, everyone's fucked.
Yeah, 30 mile an hour, I think, is kind of my number on this golf course. If it gets to 30 miles an hour, I think that's when you might see play suspended. If you guys remember, I mean, you go back to 2015, and they suspended play at the Open at St. Andrews because the winds were up so high. So they're not expecting them to be that nasty this week. But when it got to 30 mile an hour, it was brutal, and balls wouldn't stay on the greens, and they'd blow off and things like that. I mean, even when I was caddy, not like in open conditions, they would potentially get nasty like that. So when it gets to 30, golf kind of turns from fun to no fun.
Yeah.
Does the wind help in a certain regard, or would most of these guys out there rather have it be completely still?
This is going to sound like a big J, by the way. I talked to Rory McIlroy about this week. I asked Rory this question. I said, would you want it to be up or would you want it to be relatively benign? And he said, always benign. I would rather it not blow, even downwind, because it's so firm and hard this week over other Opens at St. Andrews. This is the firmest and the fastest we've seen it. And so even when it's downwind, you simply just can't hit it short enough. You'll hit it 30 yards short of the green, it'll still kick over. So they would prefer no wind. I think all of us would prefer a lot of wind because that's when it gets a bit chaotic. And this golf course, as historic as it is, and it's one of my favorite courses in the world, it actually needs a little bit of wind because if it's not blowing, I mean, these guys will shoot zero here over the weekend.
Yeah. So you followed Max. It was Fitzpatrick, Max, and Tiger today.
Right. It's a tough day.
Yeah. So what happened with Tiger today? Like, what was it? Just his, was it fatigue? Was it he just missed a couple shots here or there? Did it feel at any moment like he had it? He felt comfortable and confident in his shooting.
It didn't ever feel like he had it. And the moment I knew he didn't really was on one. I mean, he missed about a 4-footer for bogey after he hit that second shot in the burn in the water in front of the green. And those are putts that, we all know Tiger makes those all the time. It just felt like he was super off with his speed. And the weird thing about that was what Tiger was practicing all week. I mean, on 18 on Monday, he was sitting in front of the green, 20, 30 yards short of the green, hitting putt after putt after putt. And on every green you saw him practice on, that was the main focus. And his speed today was dreadful. I mean, he was leaving every 30, 40, 50 footer 8 to 10 feet short, and then he wasn't converting those. So the speed was off. It's interesting. We look at Tiger. I don't know if you guys feel this way about Tiger, but we always look at Tiger like he is, in fact, a machine, that he doesn't have jitters or that he doesn't think about golf tournaments, or it doesn't matter as much to him when he tees off. And you got to remember, this guy's played, 2 tournaments this year and didn't even finish one of them. I mean, he WD'd in one tournament. So getting kind of the feel of playing tournament golf matters even to somebody like Tiger Woods. And when he was leaving those long putts short, that was kind of the feeling I got, was it just felt like he wasn't quite understanding the speed in those tournament conditions. And it just felt like every putt he was hitting was having a hard time getting to the hole and coming up 10 feet short.
You said burn, and I think I know what a burn is, but can you explain to me The difference between a burn and a creek.
Yeah, I think it's just Scottish. I think it's just like the Scottish term for it,
It sounds way cooler to call it a burn, though.
I totally agree with you. The other thing about a burn is the balls, they don't like hang up. If you like watch the Masters on 13, which has a creek in front of the green, sometimes the balls will like stay up on the grass and you can hit it. Not the case at the burn. The Scottish don't deal with that bullshit.
If you're in the burn, you're in the burn.
You're in the burn.
Yeah.
You're burned.
You're in the
You're
burn.
burned.
Burned, yeah.
You're burned. All right, now Max, the guy who ditched you, he's a friend of ours. Yep. How did he play today? Should we feel confident that, because I think he was +1 or maybe even. How did he look, and do you think he is going to have some confidence going into the next 3 days?
Made nothing. And I think when you make nothing, you can have confidence the next day because that means you hit it good. And he had, kind of the same thing as Tiger with par putts. Max had 10 to 15 footers for birdie basically the whole day, and nothing really dropped. So, again, kind of leaning back on how well I've played this year, if you're Max Homa, I feel like he's got to go into tomorrow feeling like I can go out there and shoot a number because, again, he probably had 12 putts from inside of 15 feet for birdie and made one of them.
So when did you say that he ditched you on the podcast?
It was late last year. So we had a thing rocking and rolling, and then Max, it was like winning and finishing in the top 10 in big tournaments and everything like that. And he was like, hey, man, every time I do this podcast, I have to talk about my rounds. And when I play bad, I have to talk about my bad golf, and I don't want to do that anymore. And I thought that was relatively fair.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you talk about your bad podcast, PFT. What do you do when you have a bad podcast? Who you
all
talk
the time. The bad podcasts actually become so bad that they turn into being good podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's so bad, it's good.
Yeah. When we screw up and we like have a terrible podcast, it becomes like almost better in a weird way. Because we're that good. We're that consistently good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you
we're
bring
so
it back.
Good. Yeah,
you're
right.
like Tiger in his prime. You could save a round.
Right.
When you guys, can I ask you guys a links golf question?
Sure.
As you guys are kind of watching the golf and everything like that.
We're dimpleheads.
Experts.
Does it do it for you guys? Like when you watch St. Andrews, does it make sense to you? Do you feel like you need to be here to see it, or do you just enjoy it because it's a major and all the guys are playing?
I like it a lot because it's different. I would not want to watch it week in, week out. I think that would get very, very boring. But seeing just how fucked up these courses are and how deep the bunkers are, the courses are designed for pain, but in a much different way from U.S. Open courses,
right?
Which they let the rough talk, they let the rough sing at the U.S. Open. On these courses, it's like you're playing golf on the surface of the moon, which I kind of love.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's hard, and this is very stupid.
That's
but
a
we
fair
actually
point.
we talk about it with Frankie and Trent coming up in the Mount Rushmore, but I watch it because I'm such a bad golfer. I'm just always in the trees. And I look at this course, I'm like, no trees, easy. Just fucking hit it straight. There's the fairway, it feels like the fairway is just the largest thing ever. So I think if I went there, because I remember I went to the U.S. Open at Olympia Fields in San Francisco. And that was the first time I ever went to a golf
Olympic Club.
Sorry, it was the first time I went to a golf major tournament, and I remember standing there and being like, "Holy fuck! Look at this fairway! It's like totally slanted, and it's such an insane angle." And I finally was like, "Yeah, I get it now. Like this makes sense." So I think I have to go see it because as I sit there and watch it, I'm like, yeah, just hit it into the fucking burnt out grass and then hit another one into more burnt out grass and then it'll just roll and it will just go into the hole.
Yeah, the hardest thing for, we were talking about caddy, and the hardest thing when I had like American players come over was explaining to them that the shots that they typically hit won't work here. And so to your point, it does look wide open and the greens are huge, but you're going to have to putt from 40 yards off the green. I mean, you guys have seen that Michael Phelps putt when he made at Kingsbarns years ago. It was like 150-yard putt. Like that's kind of normal to do here. So it's a different type of golf, but I think that's why you see the pros have so much success at Opens is because once you kind of understand how to do it, you can get around relatively easy. But if you're playing 4 days and you're going back to the States, it's not going to be that easy for you.
And now in terms of like the fairway, it's all sand under very little grass, right? Like it's basically every shot's a sand shot. So how does that?
You don't take a big divot, right?
Right. So yeah, how does that affect like what are guys doing? Are they using different clubs? Like are they saying like, "Oh, well, I can't hit this as hard because I can't get underneath it as much"? Like how does that work?
You'll hit more club and try to hit it softer. So instead of hitting a 9-iron from 150, let's say, you might hit a 7-iron from 150 and try to just kind of keep it low and take a little bit off it. And so when you watch this weekend, watch how short the follow-throughs are from the players because they don't really get it all the way through because they're just kind of knocking it down. Every shot almost looks like how Tommy Fleetwood always plays.
Huh.
Okay.
So on a hole like the road hole, if you're not taking the expert approach, which as everybody knows, is
you go
hit
on the
to the 18th
tee.
If you were to go putter off the tee on that one, how many strokes would it take?
A putter on the road hole right now, I mean, I think I'd set your over-under at, could you hit a PFT? Could you hit a putter up in the air 100 yards, you think?
Yeah, my putter is
Easy.
the strongest part of my game by far.
Right, but if you could hit a putter 100 yards, I think I'd set your over-under at 7.5 on putting on the road hole.
It's easy. That's nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you could make. I think you
With
would
a
not
little
take the under.
wind?
I think I'd put you at a 7.5.
You could beat Tiger.
So so a real question, what's the most common mistake that you'll see a caddy make? Like a professional caddy on St. Andrews?
A professional caddy mistake on the old course, not understanding how far the ball rolls out. There was this great podcast with Steve Williams, not one of you guys' podcasts, but another person's podcast, competing podcast, about the 2000 Open that Tiger won. And Steve said he would literally write down all the numbers of where the ball's rolled out because you think, okay, Tiger's hitting a 4-iron, right? And it's 312 yards to the bunker. But he, in theory, could hit it in that bunker. He had to drive 412 yards today, Tiger did. So it landed at 312 yards and rolled 100 yards out with the driver. So I think the mistake is not understanding how far the ball is going to roll because, again, this is probably the firmest that we've ever seen this particular golf course. So you're going to see players get in trouble because the ball's going much further than they've ever thought the ball could go off a certain club.
We're going to get back to Shane Bacon in a second, but before we do, I want to talk to you guys about Skrill. Skrill is the best digital wallet for gamblers because it was built by gamblers. Sophisticated gamblers use it to manage their bankroll, whether they're playing games like poker or if betting on their favorite sports. They manage their bankroll using the wallet, which allows them to pay instantly and securely. It's payments without limits, basically. You can access your bankroll with instant deposits and withdrawals and also draw the cash using your prepaid card. Let's just say Skrill is the best digital wallet for sports bettors, so it's a no-brainer to create your free account right this very instant. Make sure to sign up at Skrill.com/Barstool. Create your free account and complete the account verification by clicking Follow the Game after registering so you can start using their digital wallet today. That's Skrill. Check it out, Skrill.com/Barstool. And now, more Shane Bacon.
All right, so we're gambling, guys. I know the tournament has started, but you can bet it at any time. Looking at the current top 10, who do you think is playing the best, or you saw, maybe in the practice rounds, who you think is like, all right, this guy, he's in a really, really good spot to win this whole thing?
Well, I loved Rory this week because I think that Rory's played well lately. I know it's been a long time since he's won a major. He's played well lately, and Rory is the kind of guy that actually cares about sports history, unlike so many athletes. I mean, he dives into this stuff. He eats it up. He knows what it means to win at certain places. So, for people that aren't big golf fans, winning at St. Andrews, I'd say, is probably the biggest accomplishment in golf, outside even of winning the Masters.
Wow.
There's only an Open here every 5 or 6 years. You play at Augusta every year. You have an opportunity to win the Masters every year in theory. But if you're a good player, you might have 3 times to play St. Andrews in your prime, right? I mean, if you're a 25-year-old, you play it when you're 31, you play it when you're 36 or 37, and then all of a sudden you're in your 40s and you're a bit past your prime. It's funny, crazy to say, but this might be the last time Rory's really in his quote-unquote prime playing the old course, and he's played great this year. So I think Rory's the favorite. It's funny, who I liked this week, and I really didn't announce it, and I should have, was Padraig Harrington. I thought Padraig Harrington was going to have a good week, and he went out there and played great today. He's in the hunt. So that was kind of my sleeper, was Padraig Harrington.
Now, what do you think the score to win this thing is going to be? Like, where do you see it on Sunday?
I think it'll be 19, 20, 21 under.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think it'll
Mickey
be that
Mouse
low.
golf course, kind of.
Yeah, it's just the wind, if the wind doesn't blow. So in 2010, Rory shot 63 in the first round. There was no wind. The wind blew in the second round. He shot 80. So wind can change the whole dynamic of the old course. But if the wind's not blowing, it's just not very long, especially for these guys, and especially how baked out it is. So I just feel like with the wind not up much, 65, 66, 67, if you're playing well, is about what the par is.
So when I'm watching, and you can tell me if I'm way off because I might be completely wrong about this.
I'll let you know.
I feel like the players that are playing today, they're playing essentially the same course. that has been played for years and years and years. Have they updated it? Have they made it more difficult, or is this relatively pretty similar to what they were doing back in the 50s, 60s?
It's relatively similar. They've added a few new tees, but not a whole bunch. I mean, it's when you look at the scorecard, like I mentioned, Tiger had a 412-yard drive today. I think I added it up, and if he'd have hit that on certain par fours, he would have driven it over 7 par fours at St. Andrews. When you look at a U.S. Open, you think about Olympic Club, Big Cat. I mean, these par fours are 460, 470, sometimes 500 yards, even 520 yards at certain U.S. Opens. That's just not the case here because they do want it to feel, as PFT said, they want it to feel like it felt in the 1900s and the 1800s. And when Jack won and Seve won and Tiger won. So there are some changes they do, but not enough. And the thing is, when the conditions aren't up, all these guys hit it. I mean, these guys hit it 350 now. They're going to get drives around the greens on a whole bunch of par fours.
So I need to give you a moment here to tell us about your luggage situation.
Oh, my God.
Because you did say that
best moment in Twitter history.
It's been an insane time. It sounds like everyone's dealing with the same thing. Riggs, I think, lost his luggage for 5 days.
Did he ever? I don't think he's ever got it.
I don't think he might not have gotten it. So there's just everything I've understood. There's just it's not Heathrow, right? You guys are flying somewhere else.
So if you flew through Heathrow, that was the issue. So I flew through Heathrow to Edinburgh, and that was the big issue. Heathrow's losing a ton of bags. And then they don't have the people at Edinburgh to help out either. So I asked somebody at Edinburgh Airport, which is one of the airports in Scotland. I asked the lady, I was like, hey, just, what is the deal here? Because there were bags, Big Cat, everywhere.
Yeah, someone said it was a mountain of bags.
Oh,
it was literally a mountain of bags.
At midnight, and it was just, there was shit everywhere in the carousel. It almost looked like if you were making a movie, how you would make a baggage situation look like on a set. And I asked the lady, I said, hey, what happened here? What's going on? And she said that the baggage situation in Heathrow is so bad, they're actually flying planes to Edinburgh with no bags on them. So full planes of people, not a single bag on the airplane. And then they're sending a whole bunch of bags at times. So my golf bag got lost. My clothes got here, which is nice. But my golf bag got lost. So I was going to play a whole bunch of golf. It stays light here till about 11 o'clock in the summer. I was going to play golf pretty much every day or every night. Didn't have golf clubs, though. Whatever. It's not a big deal. And some random person on Twitter, I was having fun with it. I lost my golf bags. It sucks, whatever, being stupid. Some random person on Twitter sent a pic, no avatar on the Twitter account. This is how random it was. Took a picture of a whole bunch of golf bags in Edinburgh, and my travel bag was on top.
Wow.
So I circled it on my iPhone. I posted a picture on Twitter, and I knew how bad the situation was, and I knew I wasn't going to get my bag. That was the thing. I knew if I didn't get my bag from a random person, there was no chance I was going to get it before I left Scotland. So I said, if you grab my bag and you're coming up to St. Andrews, I'll give you $200 if you get up this way. I go play golf with Reynolds. And again, I told you it stays light till 11. So I'm not on my phone. I'm not checking what's going on. I look at my phone. I have all these messages from people like, hey, dude, look at Twitter. Some girl named Steph grabbed my bag. She was coming up by St. Andrews and brought it up with her. Her and her boyfriend brought it up, dropped it off the hotel 11:30. I took a picture with her. But again, good in the world. Good on Twitter. Twitter never brings us any total and 100% happiness, and this is one of the rare moments.
That's awesome.
Incredible. That is #golf right there.
So yeah. I got Steph. I don't even think she knows this yet. Maybe I'll announce this on Pardon My Take. I got Steph 2 tickets for Sunday at the Open. So she's going to come out with her boyfriend. And her birthday is Saturday. So Sunday, her and her boyfriend are going to come out to the Open, and I'm going to try to see what I can do about getting them in places where they can get some free drinks and stuff. But yeah, hopefully they'll be excited about that.
Wow,
that's
what
awesome.
A story.
So you mentioned it. You can play golf real late there. It's late outside till 11. Max did that at the Scottish Open, right?
Yeah.
He loved the course so much he wanted to play a second time. Any chance he does that again today?
I don't think today. He's getting off it's 9:41 here. He got off the golf course at 9, and he's got to go out early tomorrow. So I don't think he's going to squeeze in 18, maybe 9. Maybe a quick 6. But I don't see a full 18 this evening.
You can't play. The guys can't play St. Andrews after it's done, right? Can they play it at night? No,
you can't go back out there and do it. I actually think that's. Cool. I think that's against the rules. I think you can't go practice on the golf course you're playing a tournament in.
That sucks.
That's probably a smart rule.
Hank would definitely just go.
Yeah,
do that.
well, Hank would get there early.
Yeah, he'd play
Get
18.
squeezed
Get there early, hit all the
36
chip
in.
shot. Go hit a whole bunch of putts on the holes early. That would be a smart way
Yeah,
to do
for
it.
production meeting.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. We did fun facts on our last episode
Okay.
of Part of My Take. I'm not sure if you're familiar. You probably are because you live there. Do you know what the national animal of Scotland is?
Is it a sheep?
It's the unicorn. Can you believe that?
Is that an animal?
I guess so. They declared it to be their national animal. I just thought that was a fun fact.
That's not even real.
If you believe in it, it is.
Do we have fake things as state birds and like mottos and stuff?
Well,
Do we have,
birds
like,
aren't
fake
real
birds?
in general.
Birds.
But I'm saying, do we have like a fake bird? You know, like Toucan Sam is the state bird of New Hampshire.
I don't think we would ever do something like that. But I think that it's like Scotland, like, you know, hearkening back to their mythological days and all the Knights of the Round Table and shit like that. They're like, you know what? Let's
there
just
you go. That's
lean
that's
into
my
the
item I learned today
tourism.
about Scotland.
Yeah.
How is your golf game?
It's okay. It's okay. I tried to play back in my earlier years. Obviously, you know, flamed out. Didn't do it. I shot 68 in my first pro tournament, Big Cat, and I was like 38 leaderboard. And I mean, I played my ass off. I birdied the last 2 holes. I was all fired up, and that was almost about the peak of my professional career. But you know, I still play competitive stuff, still play amateur stuff. I'm playing the Connecticut Open in a couple weeks. Qualified into that. So yeah, I mean, I still, you know, play a little bit and get it around here and there.
That's fun. So coming up is the Mount Rushmore of worst golf guys. Do you have anyone that particularly like you hate, like guys you play with?
Yeah,
That
I mean,
are-
I would say, I mean, slow guy that sucks is number one to me. You know,
Okay.
because you can, like, people come up to me and they, you know, hey, I just want to let you know I'm not very good. I'm like, I don't care if you're the worst golfer I've ever seen. You just can't be bad and slow. The same goes for a good player. Don't be good and slow either. I mean,
Yeah.
being fast is important. So I would say like the bad slow golfer, and then the person that's giving advice to somebody that's better than you.
That's
like,
good.
we have a buddy
Yeah.
named Jake Menard, and Jake will tell anybody he's like an 18 handicap. He would break down Max's swing if Max was around.
Now I'm sure Max would love that. What about this golf etiquette wise? I like to, when I'm playing someone and we're maybe playing for money, when they're on the green and they're about to putt, I like to pick up their ball and put it right back down. Is that legal?
No, I don't know if it's necessarily legal, but I really like it in terms of gamesmanship.
Yeah,
So,
right.
You put it in the same spot.
Same exact spot. I just
Okay.
pick it up and I'm just like, let me look at that real quick, and then put it right back down, right before they're about to putt.
I love that move. I might
Yes.
start doing that.
Yeah,
I might do
it-
that at the Connecticut Open.
It always fucks with people because they're
First-
like, "What the hell are
first
you doing
tee.
to my ball?" Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm just literally picking up, putting it down.
This is gonna show you how little we know about golf. But when you're caddying and you ask the guy like, "Hey, you want it in or out for the pin?" Does it make a difference at all if the pin is in or out?
Not really. No, I mean, I think golf guys would argue with me saying not really because they get super golf nerdy. But I mean, like good players on the PGA Tour putt with it in, and good players putt with it out. Like it doesn't really matter.
I always assumed that if it's in, you have a better chance if it's coming hot to maybe catch up on it.
That I think that's probably true. Kind of if you did a whole study on it, but at the same time, it can also like it could reject it if
Right.
it's coming in with speed. And sometimes those fast putts, if the pin's out, hit the back of the hole, pop up in the air, and go in. So you're
Right.
missing out on that opportunity, which also is a cool way to make a putt.
Yeah,
what
that's very
goes through my head whenever somebody asks me that question, if it's in, that just means I've already accepted the fact that I'm not going to make that putt. And if it's out, that means that I have half a chance that it might go in.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, by the way, we're talking about bad golf guys. I got one for you. It's the guy that changes that depending on how far the putt is. So I've played tournament golf before with guys that want the pin in on longer putts, but want it out on shorter putts. So you're kind of going back and forth. You got to pick one or the other and be done with it.
Yeah, that's true. That would be annoying. All right, so I have one last question for you. It's
Okay.
the rowback question. Use promo code TAKE. You get 20% off your first purchase. Great golf Q-zips and hoodies and polos. Rowback.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. I don't know why it took us this long to get here, but, I mean, your last name, dude, like, that's fake, right?
No.
I mean, that's
no.
not fair that you have a last name Bacon. That's the most – I mean, Kevin Bacon and Shane Bacon, like, you just have the most memorable name. Like, people don't forget your name.
Shane Bacon, same amount of letters too. So there's
Yeah,
like a
that's
lot of
nice.
symmetry. You know, it's kind of 5 and 5. I married a woman whose last name was Beveridge. So she went from beverage
What?
to bacon. How about that?
What?
She kept her last name, right? Her middle name is now Beverage.
Yeah, she hyphenated it. Beverage Bacon. No. The thing is, she switched to Bacon because it was beverage, but it was spelled without it wasn't the typical spelling. It was like IDGE. So she went to Bacon to make things easier because she said she had having to spell it out. But I was really pushing for the hyphen because I thought it'd be really funny.
Wait, does she have any of that Tito's money? Because I know that Tito from Tito's Vodka, his name is Tito Beverage.
I don't know. If she hadn't told me about it, she might be holding out on me.
What was the moment? How old were you when you realized, like, my last name's awesome?
I think you get through that awkward stage of 11, 12, 13 when everybody thinks that the jokes matter. And I think when you get to 15, 16 and you realize if they're making fun of you, that's a good thing. That was kind of the good moment in my life when I went. And then you get to college and people, like you said, never forget your name because your name is Bacon at the end. And everybody, in theory, likes Bacon. It is one of the rare universal things. It would be like if your name was, PFT Puppy, which is like, oh, wow, that last name is great. Everybody likes puppies.
Puppy's not a bad name.
Yeah, Puppy's a great last name.
Throw it out there. Next kid, maybe. Next kid.
Puppy. Oh, man, that's good. Well, Shane, thank you so much. We appreciate it. You're now a recurring guest, so we'll have you back on to talk golf. And good luck with the rest of the tournament, watching everyone, and hopefully Tiger plays better. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I put too much money on him to win the cut for that to happen.
Let's go, Max. I think Max will bounce back tomorrow. And also, I just wanted to tell you guys, I don't normally wear a backwards hat, but I spilled ketchup on it 13 seconds before we started the podcast. So there you go.
That's a cool look. You can pull it off.
Listen, your name's Shane. I would be disappointed if your hat was forward.
How'd you spill ketchup on a hat?
I'm in the booth. Like I'm still in our booth here.
Were you wearing it when you spilled ketchup on it?
Yeah, I got the serious ketchup right here.
Right.
I got like my sandwich. I was taking it off. I had ketchup on my hand. I'm a mess.
Oh, okay.
Not a great situation.
I think you're lying. I think it was a ketchup packet explosion that just shot you.
No. These UK packets don't explode. It's serious plastic over here.
I think you're lying. I think you like to eat the fries off the top of your hat, and you're just a weirdo. Now the Shane Bacon thing isn't that cool.
Now you caught me. Damn it. I knew I should have brought it up.
Wait, important Scotland question. Do you get good straws over there, or are they the paper straws?
No. Paper at Starbucks. It's brutal. Listen, I think it's lame, but I'm one of those guys that go to Starbucks everywhere I go because it's the only consistent thing on the road.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that lame?
No,
you got to have the stuff you like.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, paper straws, awful.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah,
all right,
fuck the sea turtles.
Shane, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And, everyone check him out on Golf Channel all weekend.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
We're going to get right back to the show. Are you looking to book a tee time? Well, the best way to do it is on the Barstool Golf Time app. We're going to be hitting the course this summer. Me, Honk, Big Cat's getting back out on the links. I'm working on my putting game. We're going to be using the Barstool Golf Time app to set up tee times. Search for tee times and get some deals. Search over 16 million tee times at over 12,000 golf courses in 41 countries. That's crazy. 41 countries. Let us know if you're using the Barstool Golf Time app in a different country. I want to know. I want to see some crazy courses that you guys are setting up rounds of golf in. Most importantly, when you book with Barstool Golf Time, you earn reward points towards exclusive Barstool merch. Try to crack the top 10, climb the leaderboard with the most points by booking rounds and submitting course reviews. No rookie scores. Download for free in the App Store today. Barstool Golf Time. All right, back to part of my take.
Okay, we now welcome on very special guests. It is the Golf Boys. It is the Foreplay Boys. Go subscribe to Foreplay. It is Trent and Frankie. First time on Pardon My Take?
First time. Big
Let's
moment.
go.
I remember a couple years ago during the Masters, I remember speeding down the highway with Riggs and we had you guys on speakerphone.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that was the only
Yes.
other time I was on, but this is the first time officially in studio.
Yes.
Well, welcome.
I love it. I love it. And you guys just came back from Scotland and playing links golf, correct?
We did.
Yeah, it's a grind over there. It's a totally different game. We just got back 2 days ago. This course that we're watching right now is it's an absolute beast.
So you play this course? You played?
No, we did not play St. Andrews.
Okay.
But we played all the courses around it.
We were there the week before. We wanted to play, but they shut it down so they can get ready for the Open.
So this is a dumb golf question, but like when you say this course is a beast, I think I understand why, but I also am like there's no trees, so I can't get lost.
But like it's just it's like an unassuming beast, if that makes any sense. There's no trouble when you look out there, and then there's all these pot bunkers. It's almost like there's holes in the ground that just go on forever.
They literally call them coffins, right?
Yeah, there's one row that it's the coffins, and there's 3 in a row that just you can't get out of them. You have to actually go backwards.
Yeah, and if you look at American golf, it's more sticky and soft. Like you can hit a wedge super high, and it'll land on the green and stop. In Scotland, it's much different. It's all burnt out and hard and firm. So what we learned when we were over there, the caddies were telling us, where you think you're going to go, land it 20 to 30 yards short, and it'll run out and go towards the hole.
because if you land it on the green next to the
Rolls
hole,
off.
you're going to
Gone.
be like 30 yards past the hole.
All of
That's
your
right.
yardages are always to the front. So it was really hard to like accept that. Let's say you hit your 9-iron 145 yards. You're now using that on a
I hit mine way
165-yard shot.
Yeah.
way
you're
farther than
just
that.
a lot
I crushed
stronger than
mine.
I.
They probably don't even
250.
make golf clubs that I could use on this course.
Yeah.
Just overhit everything.
How's your game, PFT? I know you've been playing a bunch.
Pretty strong. Yeah, I almost had a par. A lot of people, you probably already heard about it. I almost had a par on the iconic 9th at whatever county course I was playing at last week.
Yep.
I hit my 9-iron out of the fairway. It was about 145, 155, and put it within about 12 feet, and then hit my putt like 4 feet, and so left myself 8 feet for my bogey.
The internet being nice to you about your swing every time you post it.
Well, honestly, all they're saying is like, swings better than Hank's.
Oh,
That's really the main comment
Hank's
that I get.
Hank's been basically doing Trent, your Breaking 100 series, but just every single day by himself and not documenting it, and he hasn't broken 100.
I take some videos. I've broken 100.
You have?
Yeah.
When?
Well, I scored 100.
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
not
broken
yeah,
it
no,
yet.
that's
Yeah,
not
no, you
breaking
broke
it.
into 100.
Yeah, because Trent, when you broke
I
100,
easily could, though.
It wasn't 100, was it?
95.
Yeah, right.
But
Right,
you're
that'd be
improving.
breaking
Trent's
100.
improving. So when Trent does his breaking 100 and breaking 90 videos, I have to watch all of them. And it's not just you, Trent, because you're a very likable person. Everybody roots for you.
Mhm.
I think you're a piece of shit, but everyone else seems to really love you. I watch it to see you get your heart broken. But then Frankie is such a great wingman on these trips. So like I just dig the whole dynamic that you guys have going on. It's very soothing to watch you play around a golf, even if you're not like playing your best. It's some of the best content that we put out. I
Yes.
think.
No,
Absolutely.
yeah, Frankie's as much of a part of it as I am. Like, I mean, I'm the guy trying to make the score, but he's gassing me up, telling me what I need to do, tell me what I'm doing wrong sometimes. It's a good dynamic and it works. And I mean, I'm trying to break 90. We're still,
Where are you right now? Are you consistently shooting in the 90s?
so on the series so far, no. I shot
Right.
98 the first time and then I went 103, 102, 101.
Shit.
I know. And then it's like, we're basically back to breaking 100. But
Right.
But I played well in Scotland. I think I figured some things out, so I feel better about my game now. I think I'm going to start putting up mid-90s pretty much consistently.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
And what about you, Frankie? What are you shooting these days?
I had like the round of my life the other day during one of the episodes. I shot 79.
What?
I was on track to shoot like a 74, and I kind of blew
What?
up on one hole. But yeah, something about playing with him and trying to accomplish his goal. I forget about all my mental demons, and I kind of just like hit the ball and then go to him. And I don't realize like my ball's right in the middle of the green, or I'm making the putt, or I'm making the birdie. And then halfway through the round, we're like, holy shit, what the hell's going on over here?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I also think that helping somebody out and by kind of like giving them pointers here and there, if you're teaching somebody else something, you're also like subconsciously reinforcing that to
reminding.
yourself.
Yeah.
And so you're like coaching yourself, but you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And he's been working with a mental coach, shooting a series
Yeah.
called Fixing Frankie. This
Yeah.
guy, Dr. Brett McCabe, who works with John Rahm and Billy Horschel, all these guys on tour, just trying to get Frankie like a process and to figure it out,
It's crazy.
not to be such a neurotic weirdo on the golf course.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been working too. He's chipping insane.
Thinking through a golf shot makes you better.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I
So-
don't have the time for that.
What's your, I don't think through anything really.
No.
What's your biggest neuroses that you have to work through?
I'm very self-deprecating. That's how I get through life, and I feel like I'm back on the couch. This series hasn't come out yet, but it's like he literally sits me down. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I say, like, I like to make jokes about myself before I accomplish the thing that I'm trying to accomplish.
Right.
So I'll be over a wedge shot or like a little tight lie, with a sandwich in my hand, and I'll say, "Well, everybody, watch out! Like, watch your kneecaps, watch your
Right.
legs. This thing's coming in hot."
Mhm.
Immediately when I say that, I'm already setting myself up for failure,
Right.
and then I fail.
Right.
So he was saying, like, why do you step up to a tee and rope a drive with a little bit of a draw right down the middle? It's exactly where you wanted it. And I was like, oh, because I'm confident in that. He's like, step up to the wedge just like that. So we did all these things to make me confident stepping up to the ball, and it worked.
I like that he's a therapist and his first question is, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's a guy. I
And we
can get
drank
behind.
during it, which I think might have been like not kosher.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no, that's good. I think therapy, they should include a bar. There should be an
I
open
think
bar.
they used to, he was saying.
And
Really?
and they should just give you a ball to throw around. Me and Fights discovered this when we were at the ocean. We were down at the beach last year, and we were just like throwing a vortex football to each other like calmly. We started talking about our dads.
Yeah.
And next thing you know,
Open up.
we're like expressing ourselves emotionally to each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, what's going? Oh yeah, it's because we're fucking playing sports while we do this.
Tossing this around. We should mention before we do the Mount Rushmore, do we have a comment on Tiger? Because I bet a lot of money on him to make the cut. He is so bad right now. Frankie, I saw your tweet where you're like, he roped the first drive of the day, best golfer in the world, and then he put the next one in the drink. Where are we at? Because we were talking before, PFT kind of thinks he might retire. Is that on the table?
So they actually, somebody with Sky Sports, I think, this week asked him about that because it's the 150th. He loves this place. He said it's his favorite golf course in the world. He walked, I think, 58 holes during the practice rounds, which is way more than he usually does, especially with that bad leg. And they asked him, like, are you going to retire? Because it seems like you're trying to savor every moment here. It's kind of maybe your last go around. He said no, but it's certainly going to be the last time that he can play at a semi-high level. Obviously, it's not playing out right now, but for the next time that it comes to St. Andrews, it's going to be a few years with the rotation. So I don't know. I mean, I wish you were playing better. I wish that we could do one more magic go around at St. Andrews, but it does not seem like it's panning out that way.
So if he, like, I would assume, though, like, even if he retires and stops playing, like, every tour, like, he's still going to play the majors, right?
You don't like retire in golf. That's
Right.
not a thing.
Right.
So
Because when people retire, they just retire to play more golf.
Right.
Right. That's exactly right. And also, like, he gets to choose his own schedule. He's not a part of a team. He's not, like, retiring would mean, hey, I'm not coming on Thursday to that game.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just like, I might show up to the U.S. Open next year. I might show up if my leg feels good to the PGA Championship. He's exempt. He's always going to be in all these things. He might show up, I don't know, for the next 10 years. Who knows?
Right. Like, I feel like he's just always going to play the Masters.
Right. That's the plan.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's always said that's the plan. He calls out the Hogan schedule. Ben Hogan had a horrific injury and then would always pick and choose his tournaments that he would play in. Tiger's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's right. So retirement doesn't mean he's never going to play golf again for the rest of his life. But I think, like, looking at his leg now, people forget he has, like, half of a leg. His
There was-
entire
really
calf,
bad.
His calf is gone.
The
Yeah.
picture that came out like a month ago, where usually he's wearing the sleeve, like when he knows he's going to be in public and photographed or videoed, he puts a sleeve on it. There was one time, I forget where he was, and somebody caught him and just took a picture with him, and he wasn't wearing the sleeve, and people were like, that's about 100 million times worse than we all
He looked
thought.
like a
Yeah.
scarecrow. Like, he was literally pieced together.
What did you guys think about Riggs' tweet when he just tweeted a picture of the crash and was like, this guy's dominating right now?
I mean,
Did he do that?
Oh, yeah.
What?
this was-
You don't remember that?
That was like a couple tournaments ago,
It was,
right?
I think it was might have been the Masters when he had a little bit of a run, and it was just a picture of the crash site. He was like, this guy's fucking playing his balls off.
listen, that's a ballsy and aggressive tweet. But if you think about it, the fact that he was playing well enough to make the cut at these tournaments after he went flying off a cliff 80 miles per hour, there were no
brakes.
brake marks, nothing. He just went.
That's interesting.
It's pretty, yeah. It's pretty.
No blood tests either. That's kind of interesting.
You know,
Police didn't find anything.
Yeah,
right. The
And they also said, hey, what's up, Tiger? Can I get an autograph?
the sheriff, I think he said, he held a press conference and was like, we have the answers, but we're closing this case and we're not going to release any of the
We're
evidence.
so honored to be there at
He
Tiger's
was wearing
crash.
a Tiger Woods hat and and he was wearing a red mock neck during the interview.
The only problem, like the retirement stuff, I don't think he's going to retire. But if you're looking at a tournament where he could potentially play well, like he skipped the U.S. Open at Brookline for a reason because
Right.
it's hilly and he doesn't want to put that on his body, and he was saving up for this tournament. St. Andrews, it's flat and the weather isn't as bad as it could be. So that would be ideal conditions for him to perform, and he's not.
Right.
So it's a red flag in that
He
aspect.
was in a divot on one. That's
Did
the
he-
only reason.
it was.
What-
The ball was in a divot when he hit it. He hit the second one into the burn, right? They
Yeah.
call it
Yeah.
the burn.
I don't know why they call it the burn, by the way. It's filled with water. It makes no sense.
We're going to talk to Shane Bacon a little bit. We'll
Yeah.
ask him that.
Yeah. Who do you guys have beef with right now?
Jeff Shackelford.
Jeff
Yeah.
Shackelford, pretty much all the old, not all of them, because some of them are good, but there was, when we were in Australia for the President's Cup and we fist bumped Tiger and we put the video up and we were giddy because that's just kind of,
It was an awesome video.
right. That's kind of how we are around Tiger.
Tiger, like, was friendly with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
So we get giddy, and then I think Frankie tweeted during that, like, he was playing a guy named Abe Answer, and Frankie was like, I want Tiger to beat Abe Answer so badly that he quits the game of golf. And those two things combined,
Turned out he went to live, so he kind of did.
a couple old guys were like, I can't believe these guys get media credentials. I think it's like
get
Bob
outta
Huggins
here.
and Jeff Shackelford.
Yeah.
Those guys suck.
They're
Wait.
mad that they've spent their entire existence inside that media tent, clicking away at all the words that they're going to write that no one's going to read on
200 words.
JeffShackelford.com
Right.
about like the presence of the game of golf in all of our hearts and our minds. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're going to get 10 times the amount of views, 10 times the amount of clicks by just giving the guy a high five because
Right.
that's the world we live in. We live in this world. You live in a non-existent
You
world.
guys are
anymore.
fans. first and
right.
foremost.
And
Which is fine.
And we would have never said those things. Like we weren't on the offensive. We were on the defensive because they were saying like, I can't believe that these guys have credentials. We've always said that there's enough room at the table for everybody.
Yeah.
Correct.
The written, the journalist, that side of it is fine.
Yeah.
The fanboy side of it that we are, that's fine too.
You got to see these guys. They literally go up to the desk and like try and get our credentials taken away from us. They're
That's
complaining to like
insane.
the
That's
heads of the
ridiculous.
PGA Championship,
Oh,
being like,
fuck them.
"We're not writing if they're on out there." It's nuts.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, they'll
That's
probably be
crazy.
like, okay, see ya.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually, turns out you can write words about golf if you watch it on TV.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And one of Jeff Shackelford's things was like, you guys are making it about yourself, not about the game or about the golfers. And like he just said, his website is jeffshackelford.com.
And
like,
Jeff
come on,
Shackelford's
dude.
written like
We're
the
all out
Hollywood
here
sign.
trying to do the same thing.
I think you guys are making it about the game, but like by making it about yourselves to a certain extent, when they show those moments like Tiger Woods coming up, everybody that watches it gets to see
Correct.
Tiger Woods meeting a fan that's been like, appreciating the work that guy's been doing for years and years and years, growing up watching him on TV. They get to see you guys get super excited about that. People like that. Like, it's meeting your heroes. People like seeing people meet their heroes.
It's what all these like old journalists, like whenever they complain about their flights or the press box, that's what we always make fun of. It's like, dude, you realize that a lot of people listen to us and like read us because they know that we have a dream job.
Right.
Why would we pretend that it's anything different?
Right.
I'd be like, no, Tiger, I don't want a fist bump.
And the number one response we get to those videos is like, I feel like I'm living vicariously
Correct.
through you.
Yeah, because they feel like they know you and you know Tiger.
Exactly.
Yeah. So actually, my favorite video that you guys did in a situation like that was a couple years ago when Tiger came up to you guys for the first time, and he just started like chit chatting with you, just like making small talk, like he knew you guys. And then he asked Trent the famous question, "Where are you guys stationed?" And Trent's brain just froze, like
Couldn't
a
handle it.
screensaver appeared
Yeah.
on Trent's face, and which is. I mean, that's a very like weird way to ask. I'm still not even sure what he was
it's
asking.
military.
He was asking
Right,
you,
yeah,
exactly.
he's a
big-
Navy SEAL.
He is a Navy SEAL.
We had a setup at Pebble Beach for Barstool Radio, so that could have been the station. Is he asking us where are we stationed like that week? Like where's our house?
That's what I
Where's
thought.
Barstool
Office?
headquarters?
Yeah.
Right.
Where are you
Where
guys
you
stationed?
stationed?
Yeah. So
Trent
Fort
actually
Bragg.
said, Trent actually went, duh.
I just
He said,
yeah,
duh.
it was the first time Tiger Woods had ever looked me in the eyes and said words my direction, and I just had nothing for him.
that's an awesome power move, though, to like that to ask somebody a question they don't know the answer to
Yeah.
the first time you meet
Where are
them.
you stationed?
So do you like if he asks you again? Do you have like where are you stationed?
I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I want to get out in front of it. If we ever have the opportunity to interview him or have a sit down with him, I want to get out in front of it and be like, you broke my brain by asking me where am I stationed, and I need to know what did you mean by that.
Yeah.
And then
That's a great question.
and then I'll answer the question if once he breaks it down a little bit further. Because as it stands right now, I have no idea where I'm stationed.
Do you guys think you'll get him on eventually? We've had him on our show, no big deal.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Scott
that
Van
through a
Pelt
call,
called
right?
it. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten pretty tight with his inner circle. So like he's just got guys who are always around him.
Right.
And that's how we got like the Pebble Beach thing that you're talking about, PFT. That is how that happened. Like
Right.
the guys around him know that we're like not psychopaths. I mean, we
Right.
love Tiger. We've loved him forever. So there is that side of it, but like we're not going to be crazy weirdos to him.
Right.
Maybe, I mean,
Just
you could
regular
argue
weirdos.
the other side of that, I
Yeah.
guess.
Regular
but
weirdos,
we're
yeah.
regular weirdos
Yeah.
with him. So they trust us to a degree. So I think hopefully at some point in the future we'll get some sort of interview with him.
That'd be awesome.
I think most people would turn into like a little bit of a weirdo meeting
Oh.
Tiger Woods.
There's a class of, I mean, you guys know it because you've interviewed a bunch of people, and same with us. Like, you get a little numb to it, and then you'll have like a step up interview where it's like, oh fuck, it's this person.
Yeah.
Like when we interviewed like Adam Sandler and KG, it was like, whoa, this is like a totally different,
Chris
you get
Berman.
the nerves. Yeah, you get the nerves for it.
And Tiger's a little bit of a weirdo.
Yo,
Yeah.
Like, so-
wait, a little.
So we have like
Trent?
no, I know, but like having that energy
addicted
with
to
the
sex.
with
You
my
got a sex
nervousness
problem.
energy is like it's interesting.
I think
but-
that would be a good mix, though. I actually think you guys would calm him down a little bit. I think Tiger would come out of his shell a little bit if he was talking.
I would
to you
hope
guys.
so.
we would love
Yeah.
that.
When
It's just-
at Pebble Beach, it was the first time I was ever lost for words. Like I always heard that term, and I was like, "That's impossible. You can always say something." I actually tried to say something, I couldn't get the word out.
You should.
We were talking about the basketball game. I think the Lakers were playing, and I was gonna say, "Who do you like tonight?" And it actually like was very mousy. I couldn't get it out. Who do you like? And then
I grabbed it from
he
you.
grabbed
Yeah.
it from
You
me.
like
Oh,
Trent,
you
I was
grabbed
able to
his
say it,
question?
yeah. I was like,
Finish
"Yeah, who do you
it
like
for
tonight?" And Frankie was like pissing himself in the
You
corner.
guys should have just been like, yeah, check out the fucking bombs on that shit.
Yeah.
They were like, I love you guys.
Yeah, just wear a bikini when you interview him. He'll be right at home.
You should just bring some playmates with you. Like, we brought this gift for you, Tiger. All right, let's do Mount Rushmore. Let's do Mount Rushmore. We're gonna do the Mount Rushmore of worst golf guys. So open-ended. You guys are our guests, so you decide the order. So it's gonna be team Frankie and Trent together, Hank, Bubba, and Jake, and then me and PFT. You guys decide the order. Snake draft.
Okay. How do you want to? What do you think?
It's tough. It's real tough. Don't overthink it.
Where do you
Frankie.
guys want to be stationed?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let's go second.
Okay, who do you want to go first?
I want PFT to go first.
All right, it's us. It's yeah.
The two of
It's
you
mostly
guys-
PFT.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
shut
No,
up, Hank.
I want
don't
you
do
guys to
that.
go first.
Shut the fuck up,
second,
Hank.
you guys third.
And then wait. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll go first.
Okay, so our most annoying golf guy.
I think we go with that one that you wrote me back about PFT that I said to you because I think that will get taken. No, it's my pick. So you're wrong, Hank.
Yeah. Okay.
You're wrong. You're being a piece of shit, Hank. Do you guys have a producer that's like so annoying that went upstairs and is now in the C-suite and thinks he's better than everyone?
Yep.
Oh, okay, good, cool. So you can relate to how
Avery.
annoying Hank is. All right. One of the most annoying guys on the golf course is the guy that thinks that like the cart girl's into him and is like always hitting like very uncomfortable while you're sitting there where the cart girl comes up, hitting on her, like asking her questions.
Trying to be funny.
Yeah, trying to be funny, and then you get back in your carts and he's like, yeah, she totally wants to fuck me.
It's
It's
usually
Tiger Woods. It's Tiger Woods.
It's usually the guy who it's the only woman that person gets to talk to
Yeah.
that's not their wife during the course of a week. And so they've had a couple beers, she has more beers. And so then it's just like open season.
Yeah.
And he just like lets all this pin up sexual frustration out on this poor cart girl
Yeah.
who's going to be polite to you because she wants your tip. And she wants to keep serving you beers for the rest of the round.
And he
But
like he thinks that like being on a golf course is like international waters where you can just say whatever. It's like, dude, stop. Like, this is uncomfortable. Just get your fucking, beer and let's keep going. She's not into you.
She pours the beer. He's like, I actually had a guy do this one time. She pours the beer and he's like, wow, that's a lot of head.
Yeah. Like that type of shit. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm walking back to my cart now.
It's the same
One
guy
of
who
the worst
Same guy who
I was
falls
really
in love
mad
with a
at my
strip
dad
club.
after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The guy's like, this girl is super into me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're giving her a lot of money, and
Yeah.
it's like kind of why we're here.
Or he'll be like, when the cart girl comes up, be like, dibs. You're like,
Yeah.
come on, dude. What the fuck are you doing? I called
yeah.
dibs on hole one.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah.
be all up in that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wow.
dude, you're 70.
Yeah. Tips are a little too much. Being like, oh, she'll come back to us.
And then the move is they'll let the cart girl like swing the club. They'll be
Oh,
like,
that's
why don't you hit one?
That
So, like,
would
she doesn't
make
want
me-
to fucking hit one.
Oh my god, I've thankfully never been around that.
Oh, it's the
I
worst.
would fucking
Bad.
lose it.
Bad.
Okay,
Oh, that's a good one.
Your first pick.
I think we go number 2 right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we should just say you can't pick rigs.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. No.
I know that was everyone's first pick.
We're going with the golf tips guy, a guy who always
Yep.
wants to give out a tip. There's nothing worse than when you're playing golf. You're not on the range. You spend money to go play, and then you have someone right there on the first tee be like, I saw your swing. I think you're taking a little bit too much on the inside.
Yep.
Like, dude, you suck too. I
Right.
suck. You suck. We all suck. I don't need your tip. You can't even hit the golf ball.
Yeah. And there's a way to do it. I've been on the golf course where someone will say, like, hey, can I give you a tip? I'm like, yes, please.
Yes.
You can consent to the tip.
Yes.
But the person who gives unsolicited tips
Oh
and they'll
my
do
God.
it all around, that's the worst to be around.
I had it happen in we just got back from Scotland. We're playing one of the all-time golf courses I'm ever going to play on the driving range. I got a driving lesson from a guy that was like changed my whole swing. And now all of a sudden I stepped to the first tee. I didn't even know who I was anymore.
Yeah.
I was playing fantastic leading up to
tips
he
are
ruined
good.
my day.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. That
Yeah,
was
the
a-
bottom
Choose
line
to
is,
take the lesson.
You have to take the lesson. It's like you can't just be like, get away from me, because then you become like another bad golf guy where it's like you're just an asshole.
No,
out
it's
there.
it's
You have to
a
be a
very
human.
simple.
Wait, he
Can
just came
I?
up to you. He was like, "Can I give you a lesson?"
Yeah, it was just like, I see you're doing this. Like, why don't you take it more from the inside? Takes videos of me, showing me. Now I have
Yeah,
to be
that's
polite.
stupid.
It's like, what are we doing out here?
No, it's the simple. Can I give you a quick tip? And if you say yes or no, like you can say no.
Like,
and
I
just be
play
I'm
good golf. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But then you're an asshole, and then you like shank the first one. He's like, why didn't you take the tip?
Yeah.
The
Then
last
you
round-
get the version of it.
Wait, was
Trent.
it your caddy?
Oh,
No,
you
no,
get
it's
it
down the
online,
range.
Trent.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, we
Oh yeah.
with our jobs, like we have the most videoed swings in the world, and then I'm trying to do the series where I'm trying to break 100, I'm trying to break 90. I don't even look at my DMs anymore.
Well, I heard that every Foreplay listener shoots under par.
That's true.
Bro.
That's what I've heard as well.
It's bad. It's really bad.
And they'll trick me too. They've figured out, because I've said this publicly, that like I'm not listening to anybody except my swing coach John Tillery. If you're trying to DM me tips and all that stuff, like I don't want them. So they'll start the DM being like, "Love the series, love you guys." I'll read this one.
They honeypotted you.
And then they're in, by the way, you fucking suck at putting, like figure it out. It's like, all right, man.
The thing about golf tips too, especially when you're reading them, is they never make any sense.
Yeah.
At least to me, as like a layperson, it's always somebody's like, "Oh, your hands are releasing a little bit too early. You need to bring the elbow inside and have it clear your hips before they follow through."
Yeah.
I'm like, none of that makes any sense to anybody
Yeah.
except for the person writing.
You haven't fired up your glutes enough, and your hips aren't activating. And you're like, what is this? All this
Right,
shit?
like I'm bad in bunkers, and people will tell me, just act like there's a dollar bill under it. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good tip. You should do that.
Okay, yeah,
I tried that.
There's your
Yeah.
tip. All right, Hank, your team has the next two.
Yes, I have one similar to their first one, but I'll save that for the second. Our first pick is the guy who has a couple bad holes and becomes a total asshole and just like ruins the mood.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just has a
Wait,
couple.
we said don't pick Riggs.
No, I mean not rigged, but like this happens all the time. People take it a little bit too seriously, and then all of a sudden they're just like not talking, they're not cracking jokes.
Yep.
They're literally just like hit, get in the cart, don't say anything, drive up, and then God forbid they have another bad shot, and then it's just awkward. You're
Yes.
just like,
Yeah.
what?
I think
What am
the
I doing
correct
out
move
here?
is like once you start fucking up, you should talk more. Like get it out of your system. Just be open with how badly you're playing.
It is true.
Don't bottle up.
The energy vampires of a golf course.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good pick.
And then my second one, this happened to me the other day. So I play a lot of like random fill golf games like at Skyway, because like I just go out there by myself and get paired up with whoever's out there. And it was just me and one other guy, and he started asking me for tips after every single shot. So like the guy that's like asking, I was like, I'm not a good golfer. Like, I don't I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, what'd you see there? Like, what'd you see there? What'd you see there? What'd you see there? Because I think it had like, he's like, oh, Barstool Golf. Like I had the Barstool Golf bag, and he was like, oh, like, you play a lot of golf. I was like, not really.
Yeah.
And he just kept asking me for swing tips. So the guy who over asked for tips when you don't want to give them.
Yeah.
Do you ever make them up?
I was literally just like, yeah, what people tell me is like, put the ball on your front foot, and like,
Right. You have no
well,
idea.
like I don't know what I'm saying. I say the shit that people DM me that I don't even know what they're saying. Like similar to what you said.
Going out there and getting paired up with strangers, the fact that you do that on a regular basis, I find to be incredibly brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's like, I get incredibly nervous and
Yes.
anxious about that.
Yes.
Because you don't know what you're going to get, and I suck, and it's like, I know everybody sucks, but you never know what you're going to get. So I find that to be
My
incredibly
dad
brave.
does it all the time. He brings like all of my clothes and like we'll hand it out to like if it's a person that's a medium or a large from my closet. He goes out there and he's like, "You ever hear of Barstool Golf?" And they're like, "No." He's like, "Here's a quarter zip."
That's
I'm like, Dad, where are
amazing.
all my clothes? He loves it.
If you know Frankie's dad, he's probably the most proud father in the world.
That's
too.
crazy.
Like he gives away one of your medium shirts, he probably cries.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he
you
does.
could just be like, Frankie's doing a great job, and he'll start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
if
does.
he's listening to this right now, he's crying.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
for sure.
tears
So
for
part
sure.
of my take is hysterical.
All right, your guys' next pick.
Which one do you want to go with?
I think you got to go with one of those.
Let's do that one.
Okay. It's the strict rule follower.
We had that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Tiger Woods today in a fucking divot. If you're making me hit out of a divot, go home.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with you.
Yep.
If I'm just a foot on the outside of the white stake and you're making me take a penalty stroke, I fucking hate you.
Yep.
If I hit a ball out of bounds and I didn't realize it was out of bounds and you make me walk back to the fucking tee to hit my third shot because that's what the USGA says, like I don't ever want to see you
Yes.
ever again in the rest of my life. So
Yes.
we like to abide by the rules of golf in certain situations. If we're playing like a legit match and there's a lot of money on the line or something, fine. I'll play all the
Time
rules you
and
want me to play.
place.
Time and place.
Yep.
If I'm out there with my buddies and I have a guy out there that's just telling me like all the rules of golf, oh, you can't walk there, you can't put it just doesn't make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
agreed.
ball is like an inch in front of the tee marker. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you want to back that up a little bit?
What are we trying to accomplish out here? Are
Actually,
we trying to
Frankie
become a
was that guy at
professional?
the mini golf tournament yesterday.
Oh, I didn't.
Mini
know
golf
that.
is different.
Hey, that was
No,
time and place.
no,
Yeah.
I'm
that
just-
was time and
yeah.
place.
I'm actually
It
more
wasn't
of a,
to me, it was to
I'm more of
Jerry.
a stickler
Yeah.
for rules at
Yeah.
mini golf than
Yeah.
I am on the actual
It
golf.
was like
agree
a
with
little
that.
bit before the tee
Oh.
box. He's like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. No, that was time and place. There was a lot of money on the line. I was trying to win that thing. But no, it's just, it ruins the day. And I always say to myself, like, what are we trying to accomplish out here? Are we trying to become professional golfers, or are we just trying to get this ball in the hole? Me moving this ball an inch out of the divot's not going to affect my game
Agreed.
today. where it's going to make a big difference in any of our lives.
Right.
Just let me have a fun time.
And
He's actually rooting for you to have a worse time.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And if you're not playing for anything, you're just playing, like, what the fuck do you care?
Also, there should just be like buddies rules, even if you are playing for something, where everyone just agrees. So, like, if it's in a divot, you roll it out.
Or like, yeah. Okay,
Or
I
just
actually
like-
thought of another one from that.
Or just
Okay.
like do whatever you want on the course.
Yeah.
And
100%.
if you're trying to claim like a real score and like, you're shooting in the 70s or whatever, then yeah, don't like take your ball out of the rough and throw it onto the green.
Right.
But yes, please give me the opportunity to cheat as much as I can because I'm not like actively trying to beat you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so for number 2, I'm gonna go with the guy that wears spikes as a spectator. So the guy that's like walking the course
Yep.
and he's got his golf shoes on.
Yeah.
Hank gave a shrug like,
Well, we've done this.
We've done
Oh,
that.
no.
oh, you guys have?
I was gonna say, I was talking to my grandfather actually recently. I guess he used to cover golf like way back in the day when he was in college, and he was like, one time I wore shitty shoes, and then one of the other like older professionals was like, "You're on a golf course, like you should wear golf shoes." And he was like
Ooh.
that. He was like, it was brutal, and then I started wearing golf shoes. It was much better to walk around and
Interesting.
I've
cover
seen
the
the other
sport
side of
or
the
watch the
argument.
sport.
We wear them because, first of all, like G4 shoes are incredibly comfortable. They're basically sneakers. They're just like they don't have spikes in them. They're just the other types of golf
Like
shoes.
the molded spikes.
Molded. Like someone's like, you wouldn't wear ice skates to go cover hockey, but it's like you're also not on the ice when you're covering hockey.
They're shitting
you're
on our
literally-
pick, PFT.
Uh-huh.
Shitting on our pick.
Well, we're
But
just
because we wear 'em, so I'm gonna
self-defense
have to
mode.
defend
We
it.
got to defend
I'm gonna have to
ourselves.
What
defend
about also when they wear gloves to tournaments too?
Well, that's crazy.
All right, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
wears a
So-
glove to a tournament?
I actually have once. I thought it was. I was like, what if
golf
they
glove?
Yeah. What if they asked me to take a shot?
Right, you want to be
I
prepared.
was wearing it as a joke, but yeah.
No, but fucking
Like if it rains the night before, the guys are obviously the players gonna be wearing golf shoes, and then if we're out there walking the course with them,
Yeah, but you
I
guys
don't
are
wanna
walking the
slip.
course. We're talking about spectators behind the.
But-
the
Aren't they wearing the spikes because they're swinging and so their like energy is being transferred and they need a little traction?
that's
I don't
part
think
of it.
I don't
yeah.
think it's because like they're walking across the fairway.
No, but like you're just walking a hilly,
Agree
grassy
to
golf
disagree.
course. That was a great point.
that was such a good point.
yeah.
Like we're not really swinging out there. We're just grabbing beers and eating hot dogs. But I just think it's a traction thing. You don't want to be the guy that's falling around on these hills and it's like slippery and it's bent grass. It sounds
But again,
really.
you guys
it sounds
are
really
talking about in
soft. It
between the
sounds really
ropes.
soft.
You guys are in between the ropes. We're talking about spectators. Like
Yeah.
you're just walking.
I
You're
get it.
standing in the gallery.
Yeah,
You're
Wait.
wearing spikes. It's
What
crazy.
about caddies? Do caddies always wear spikes?
yeah,
Yeah, that would
always?
make sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, our next pick. This one actually, I'm shocked it got this far, but just slow play guy.
Yeah.
The slow play guy is the worst. Takes forever on every shot. Million practice swings. Has to slow play guy usually is like reading the yardage and shit on
Rangefinder,
shots.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing with one of those guys, it just completely gets you out of your entire rhythm and everything sucks.
Just becomes a different sport when you're with someone like that. It's like more serious, and you're like, what are we actually doing out here? Like,
Right.
why are you? You know what that guy does? He reads the putt from behind and then walks around
Yes,
because
yes.
he's seen it on
And
TV
you're like,
his
are
whole
you
life.
serious?
He doesn't even know what he's doing.
Yeah,
he
right.
doesn't even know what he's
how to
looking
read
for.
it. Yeah, right.
They do the thing where they hold the putter up too, and they
Yep.
see the lines. It's
Yep.
like you don't know any of these things. You just read it in a Golf Digest magazine.
Yeah.
The worst feeling is when they take those first 2 steps and you're like, oh, they're gonna walk all the way
Oh.
around.
Yeah.
And then you're like, now I've got 30 seconds where I'm just gonna be watching this guy.
Then they miss the putt, and it's like slapping their hands and like pointing. Oh, it went right. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, Max Homa does that because he actually hit it where he wanted to,
Right.
and didn't know that the putt was going to go there. You're doing it because you suck.
That's
Yeah.
slow play.
And a guy with like a Nomar Garcia Parra pre-shot routine.
Yes,
is
yes.
like, let's just come on.
Swings,
Let's
yeah.
go.
And it's like you could deal with it for a few holes, but then when you get to the back nine, you're like, we've just been doing this all day.
We've been out here for 5 hours
yeah,
already.
and then what happens to me? I don't know if you guys are the same, but if I'm playing with someone really slow, I end up speeding up
Yeah.
because I'm like, I just want to keep going. So he then fucks up. I mean, my game can't be fucked up more than it already is. But if I were a decent golfer, it would fuck me up even more because I'm like, you're playing slow. I'm going to play fast.
Yeah.
Because then you have, like, there's no worse feeling than knowing you're with the slow play guy and then you have people lining up
Ooh.
behind you.
You could
And
feel
you're
their
like,
breath on
yeah,
your
you
neck.
could just feel it. You're like,
Oh.
well, do we let him play through? And usually, slow play guy does not let him play through.
Nope.
And it's just the worst.
I actually think it's worse though when the slow play guy is a group in front of you,
That too, yeah.
and then there's people behind you, and you want to be like, no, like it's not
It's
even
not
us. Like
yeah.
it's actually
that
them.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's
he
even
leaves the
more
cart in
awkward.
the middle of the fairway, runs and gets his ball, and all of a sudden you're like, look at this fucking asshole. He's running back to his cart. You start getting aggravated at the guy in front of you.
Yeah.
The guy in front of you is ruining your day.
Slow play guy can ruin it can ruin basically the entire ecosystem of a golf course.
Yeah.
For like the day.
That's right.
You're right, Hank. It's like everything is a traffic jam.
What was Frankie's example there? Because I'm afraid I might be that guy. Like you park your cart in the middle of the fairway.
Well,
and
it's
what?
like there's certain like some guys will just have no awareness on how to move the day along. So like they'll just leave the cart and then like they'll go with a couple clubs and like move forward with a couple swings.
And then they have to come
and
back.
they have to run all the way
not
back
me.
and get the
I fucking
cart.
parked that cart like on top of the
Oh
golf
no, that's
ball.
perfect.
great.
That's what you should be doing. Move,
Yeah.
move, keep going.
All right, good.
All right, next pick for you guys.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Country club elitist, walking
Great
on
one.
eggshells type of guy.
Mhm.
I went to a place, pretty stuffy, really like nerve-wracking type of place. Me and my buddy, we introduced ourselves. I said, "Hey, I'm Frankie." The guy goes, "Hey, I'm Rob." And he goes, "You guys aren't members, are you?"
Oh.
And I said, "No." He goes, "You know how I knew? You didn't say your last name to me."
Oh, that's
don't you
That's because
go-
they
It's a
wanted
big
to
rule.
find out if you were a Jew or
Yeah,
not.
100%.
No, that's exactly what it was.
Just
They weren't
like-
going to let you in.
What are we doing here, man? We've been to places and we've been lucky enough to play some of the best courses ever. And like
Yeah.
I love it. And don't get me wrong, like I'll never take it for granted. But sometimes it's too much where you're like, I'd rather just be playing at my old municipal golf course, hop on the fence with my dad, than have to walk around this place, take the hat off when you sit down and
Yeah.
eat. There's a place on Long Island where you can't walk into the clubhouse unless you're wearing a sport coat. So guys are walking around
What?
in loafers, shorts, and sport coats, and the clubhouse is 3 feet long. So you literally wear the sport coat, walk through the clubhouse, take the sport coat off, and then you have to go get your
Now,
golf shirt on.
do you think that like
What are we doing?
in 30 years that will kind of be gone a little bit? Because like that is very an old school thing that I think might be dying off, but
I
no.
hope so. You
I
have
don't
douchebag kids that are
Yeah,
like following in their
yeah,
dad's
you're right.
footsteps, and they're worse than the
Yeah,
dad.
you're right. Yeah.
They grew up
There's
in the
always
country
going to be
club.
rich people.
Yeah.
Right, that's what
but
it
I just
is.
don't
And they're
know
always
if,
going to
like-
want to feel rich.
Yeah, you're right. Good
Trent
point,
hates that
Hank.
more than I do. You're
Yeah.
fucking like I'm fucking done with
It
those
feels
places.
weird going in those places.
It does.
Yeah, because I don't enjoy myself. I end up like, I don't want to do anything wrong, but I'm also like, I don't think I'm actually doing anything wrong. You guys have created this system of rules that is so stupid that I don't want to be here anymore. I'd rather just go play somewhere where I can just have fun.
Also,
They can smell the pour on you. Too.
Yeah.
You know
oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
imagine the level of clean cut you have to be to look at Frankie Borelli and be like, that guy doesn't belong here.
It's
Look at
another
him.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right, good pick. All right, your last two picks, guys.
We're going to go with guy who takes a gimme putt on a putt that's not a gimme.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good
guilty.
one.
Like,
also, the reverse of that
Like an
guy
awkward,
is
it's
the
an
worst,
awkward
too.
thing, especially if you're playing like a match and they just kind of pick it up
Bad.
and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
this is friendly, but also like,
Yeah.
Right.
I had honorable mention the reverse of that guy who won't give any gimme putts. Like if you're 2 feet away, he's like, "No, you got to putt that out." You're
Yeah.
like, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah.
there
That
has to be
guy
a,
sucks.
a
That's an awkward
significant
moment.
amount of, yeah, like that
gimme
would have to
putt
be.
police in general. Yeah,
Yes.
either way or suck. I do like though every now and then. Just I mean that's a good joke when you're like 40 feet away. You're like, it is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That's just good golf humor.
This is from Jake. I think this is extremely relatable to Florida and I guess maybe country club golf, but the guy who drives too close to the greens and gets the cart stuck.
Ooh.
Like I feel like that's only in like the nice,
The mud.
Yeah.
the nice golf carts that like actually
It'll
have
have
like
the GPS and then
It'll
you get
shut
too close
down on
and
you,
you can
yeah.
only go in reverse.
Yep.
That's bad. I would actually say
Yeah.
that actual system is the worst part of golf going right
GPS?
now. The GPS system that stops you when you get too
Slows
close
you
to the
down?
fescue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go forward anymore. So then you
Yeah.
have to reverse back, and going backwards in a cart goes 1 mile an hour.
Yeah.
You're always motherfuckering that thing.
Reverse, yeah.
Now, Jake, how do you though? Like, you're a huge Trump guy, and he
No,
does
I'm not.
that. What?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
That's the other guy.
I actually love when Trump drives on the greens. It's the other guys.
I think he should be allowed to drive on the greens.
Yeah, when he drives on the greens, I laugh every time.
Yeah, he's the only person in the world that shouldn't be allowed to do it.
We played Trump Ferry Point. It's right over here by the bridge. And there's a sign there that says he made a hole-in-one on the first day it ever opened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
with
just
the
was-
wind, right? The
it
wind
was-
was like it had the
He
wind.
didn't even play the
too.
hole.
Super windy
The
out there.
truth is, he didn't even play the hole. I think he only played 9 holes. That's like the 12th hole.
Yeah, we
And he
talked.
came back. He goes, "It was an amazing shot."
We talked to Michael Cohen about that. We asked him that question. He's like, he's got a lot of holes in one that nobody ever saw.
Yeah,
The best part is he played with people that were like, "No, he didn't."
yeah. But the plaque stands
Imagine that
forever.
live.
Nah,
There's
the
a-
plaque
dude,
stands forever.
Yeah, there's a plaque there.
Once it's a plaque, it's fact.
So they
True.
actually the
well, it's
plaque
his
was in
it's got your name on it. You
Yeah.
can say whatever you
the
want.
plaque was in the ground, and I think people were pissing on it, so they moved it to a post.
Jeez,
It's crazy. They said it was smelling like piss.
that's hilarious.
Oh, you know who a great golf guy is? The guy that pisses outdoors on the first hole.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Like right off
Yeah.
the
I
bat.
love pissing outside.
It's like I'm not even a beer deep yet, and you know what? Nature's calling. Got to
Yes.
take a leak in the woods.
yeah. Okay, your guys' last pick. Good
Which one
pick,
do you wanna
Hank
go
and Team Hank.
That's a good one.
Jake, were you close to the green when you drove the golf cart off that bridge?
No, I can show the picture, but I almost died. In like 7th grade, I was driving at a charity golf tournament. I wasn't looking. Drove it off a bridge, flipped it over, and I was stuck underwater for like a minute.
And who saved you?
Wait, what?
That was like Succession.
And Jake, who saved you?
Yes, Kennedy's.
Trump?
A guy at the charity
Tom-
golf tournament. I was driving alongside a former MLB pitcher because it was a celebrity charity golf tournament that my dad was helping run, and I was 13 years old and I was trapped under. It was crazy.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy would have
You
been
can
like,
scroll
he's
to the
gone,
bottom of my
can't save him.
Instagram.
Let's go to
it's
the
there.
party.
Who is
Yeah.
it?
What picture
What
was
is
his
this
name is-
Instagram plug?
No, my Instagram.
Yeah, like
No,
why
but
can't
what-
you just tell us?
what-
No, the picture I'm saying.
No, but who was the Major League Baseball
Oh,
player?
Chris Hammond,
Yeah.
former pitcher. But I'm saying if you
Saved
go to
your
the
life.
bottom of my Instagram is the picture.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
a little treasure hunt.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
TV is really hard to watch golf.
Yeah,
because
Yes,
there's a white dot
Yes,
in the
we've
middle.
already been fucked up a few times.
I was looking at that
Yeah.
earlier.
I'm like, why is that
what's
ball
going
moving
on?
so fast?
Like
There's
this
like a light
cameraman's
out.
incredible,
Yeah.
keeping it directly in the center of the shot the entire time.
I once hit my cousin going full speed in a golf cart. Like it was like a game of chicken where I
Oh
was
my
like, oh, he's going to move. It just did not move.
Probably good
And it
thing
was
that
like a family outing, and like my aunts and my mom came like sprinting around the corner, like he was like dead, like he was fine, but it was
Dude, remember your history? Your
It was
and
hard.
Riggs' history with golf carts
Sorry.
getting hit with
Yeah.
Dave was
Oh,
really.
that was one of my honorable mentions. Guys who don't think it's funny to hit each other with golf
Remember how
carts.
bad that got with Riggs and
Yeah.
Trent when Dave was like, I want you guys to be like posting and stuff, and you
Yeah.
guys were like, we're not
Very
posting
upset.
any of
Oh
that.
yeah,
those
no, that
videos
was-
were funny though.
They were so funny. Like, I don't
you got
think
lucky
it's,
though that nobody actually
Yeah.
like killed each other.
Like,
Like,
I don't
I
think
agree
it's-
with both
yeah,
sides.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, I don't
Oh my
think it's
God.
I don't think it's you shouldn't hit your friends with a golf cart. But every time I saw the video, I laughed.
Yes.
Every single time.
Wasn't there a bounty on Riggs?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
like a
fully
$10
legal.
$5 or $10,000.
There's like a
Or,
$10,000 prize.
Dave
if
was
you
like-
hit him in
They
the
were
middle of
getting
the
to the point where they were like actually running over people. I was laughing so hard.
Well, Riggs was like, I can't golf anymore. I keep hearing a cart and I look over my shoulder.
I think Riggs said that if someone hit him with a cart, he would actually
He
shoot
said he was
them.
bringing a gun. Yeah.
All right, your guys' last pick.
Yeah, it's the one we want to go with.
Yeah.
Handicap police.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
very specific to
You gotta
us.
know where
Right,
to park.
and more specific to Frankie and Riggs because they're genuinely pretty good golfers, so the handicap is low. And then when you put your swing and your game on the internet and they see a couple of bad shots, people are like, you're not actually a 7 or an 8, you're actually a 15.
It's the worst.
I would go insane if I were you guys.
Dude, it's actually
Like,
bad. We
it's
can't post
crazy.
a video without everyone being like, this guy says he's an 8. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm actually just doing what the handicap system does.
Mm-hmm.
So the handicap system is you put it in, you just input all your scores. You basically put your scorecard in the app, and it just delivers you a number. You're an 8.9, you're a 9.2. And everyone thinks that, like, if you're a
28.
9, if you're a 9 or a 10, that
Hypothetical.
you shoot an 82 every time because that's 10
Right.
over par. But that's not how the handicap system works. The handicap number is it's your best possible round over your last 20. So it's like saying if you played the best ever today, you'd shoot an 82. But that also means you could shoot a 95.
Right,
Or
of
you could shoot a
course.
79.
It's golf.
So everyone just doesn't understand that.
It
And
might
it
just be
drives
the
us.
most complicated system in,
It's a
in
very
the history
It's
of the
complicated,
world.
yeah.
It is. But like, it's the only thing we get. Like, you're not a 9, you're actually an 18. I'm talking every single person. And it's just like,
crazy. I would go
the
insane.
handicap
if I were
police
you
is just
guys.
the fucking worst. And then when
Yeah.
you finally have a good round, you like want to call to them.
Right.
Like, you see this one? Did you
Yeah.
fucking count every shot here?
Yeah.
There are also just there's internet forums that are like dedicated to people that are in charge of like looking up potential like handicap misuse by people.
Big time.
It becomes like a true detective thing. And they do the same thing in like distance running where you'll have like these forums that are like tracking people's GPSs, looking at their times. Same way in golf. It's like, okay, I figured out this person's been lying about their handicap and they feel like they get a little feather in their cap for that.
Yeah. You guys should figure out, like, be great if we could figure out a way, like the Barstool, maybe the comment section where, like, on specifically on your posts, like if someone wants to critique your swing, it like has a GIF of their swing.
Well, I wanted to do that at Barstool Classic. This has been my dream, is when they sign up, I'm probably giving it away now. When they sign up, we ask them for their Twitter and Instagram handle and just say like, oh, we just want to do something for social. And then I'm sitting on a tee box with everyone's
Yes.
Twitter and I type in my name and anything. If I find a guy that's talked shit about me, I bring it up right before he hits and I say, like, let's see it now.
Yeah.
And then we just say, it's just like a roast of all these guys that have just been talking shit about us forever. I think
you
we're going
gotta
to do
it.
Yeah,
Because
I think-
it will like curb people critiquing everything if their golf swing sucks.
100%.
Right.
Oh yes, I love
It's
that.
a good idea.
Okay, our last pick.
Okay, our last pick for annoying golf guys.
I think we go with the
yeah,
one that.
I got one.
Yeah.
Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Mm-hmm. He's an annoying golf guy.
He is annoying. He's just ruined the game of golf for everybody, really. He's probably the most annoying golf guy, and if he hears me say this, he'll probably saw my arms off.
Yes.
So
he's got to be.
What are your thoughts on
You
the
guys
Crown
like him?
Prince?
I know. I agree with you guys.
I don't like him. I think the whole thing's weird, but I also.
Are you guys going to cover the Live Tour like it's. Like, what are you going to do?
I don't know what you can do if it starts to become a real thing.
Right.
I mean, even Rory McIlroy, who is the prince of the PGA Tour, came out last week and was like, listen, at this point, if it's helping golf, like, it's just helping golf.
I also
Like,
think it's
even
going
he
to help the
started taking it back.
PGA force them to have to adapt.
Which
Right.
would be good. But also you can say that the guy that murders people is bad.
He's
Correct.
bad.
Yep.
He's
Two
really
things
bad.
can be
Bad
true.
golf guy.
Bad golf guy.
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He made the PGA Tour
What, paying
better.
off his debts? Oh.
Like, all right, that was definitely what he wanted to accomplish. But
yeah, that's 100% what
he had like a
accomplishing.
list of commandments that he wanted from the fucking PGA Tour, and now they're just checking off the list. Like,
Yeah.
they're giving more
Like,
money
the
on
PIP
purses.
program was a perfect example of that. They're just trying to pay the higher, ranked guys. And like you do see it where the PGA Tour and all these majors, like, oh, they just happen to find more money now. The purses are bigger. Like that was part of Phil's point, was like, we want more money. We know you guys have more money, but you were holding it for yourselves. And now that Liv is offering, $1 billion a tournament, the PGA Tour, to try to fight that, is like, oh no, we'll up our purses a little bit.
Right.
So it did, to a degree, Phil Mickelson, what he did worked. He just had to completely torpedo his entire reputation
Yes.
to do it.
Yeah, if I was on the tour right now, I would definitely my investment habits, my spending habits would be way more reckless, knowing that in my back pocket I've always got the Live Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
they'll write me a check
It's
one day
true.
if push comes to shove.
Did you see someone screamed at Phil today at the Open something about Liv, and he's like, "Will you just drop it? I'm loving life right now. Like my life is great."
Yeah.
It is.
That is the
debt-free.
Live
Debt-free.
life
Debt-free,
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any honorable mentions? This was a great Mount Rushmore.
Jeff Shackelford, worst guy in golf.
Yep. That's a good one.
I've got Dude Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Specifically in Amen's corner.
They defiled Augusta.
Yeah.
I know along those same lines, I had that guy that you golf with sometimes that wears a silly hat and takes steroids. That
Okay.
guy, you know that guy?
I think I know that
That
guy.
guy, I'm familiar with him.
familiar with that guy.
Excuse maker. Like there's always something that was wrong with the putt.
Yeah.
The wind blew on that one, or there was a divot or something. Like I mean, there's always a guy that like he didn't do the wrong thing. It was everything else.
We're all bad. So if you can just admit that you're bad, it makes things a lot easier.
Right.
It's not the wind. It's not the break of the green.
You
It's
missed
none of
it.
that. It's just like we're all pretty bad at this thing. It's a
Yeah.
hard sport.
Can I just
Similar to the gimme guys, the guy that'll just give him write down the wrong score.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 5. Like,
I had that.
Yeah, the air
No, that
counter
was a-
where
that
it's
was a
like
6.
That I hate.
2, 3,
Dude, I wanted to
4.
do that, but Trent's
Air
like that used to
counter?
be me.
Yeah.
I used to veto on that one because I am that guy sometimes. 'Cause
Really?
I mean,
Stand
I'm
on the
not
green,
saying-
like,
does
one,
that. Even the pros
two,
get caught doing
yeah.
that sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes they do, and the better you get, the less you do it. But like when I was really, really bad, I would be on like shot 9, and I'd be like, I got to go through this again because there's been so many.
Yeah.
So that guy, I vetoed that one for ours.
Yeah.
I just want to say before you guys leave, I love your golf tans. You guys have
Oh,
incredible.
Dad.
Look at those forearms
Stuart
compared
Sink.
to the top of the arms.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Those are great.
Dude, I have a really bad one on my head too. Like it's just right here. Like if you see me in like a not with all the bright lights, it just goes right across and everything's just white up here. It's
Yeah.
really bad.
My last one was guy who won't play rigs in a one-on-one challenge because he thinks he can be a pro golfer someday.
Shout out Whitney. Oh my god, it's so good. That was the best saga ever.
Ever.
I'm gonna lose
Ever.
my status.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my status. Yeah, and he was also at a movie with his kid, and he left the movie theater. He left his kid inside.
Dude, and then
the
his kid was crying in the backseat of the
zipping
car.
down
He's
the
like, now my
highway.
kid's crying. You're making me curse
There's no
in
one
front of my
better than
child.
Whit. He's the
moron.
fucking man.
Yeah.
He's so
Nobody
Unbelievable.
took to getting the whole guy.
Listen, you fucking.
I like getting the whole guy.
Dude, that.
Maybe not at a golf event, but I like getting the whole guy because it's like you're cheering on your friends.
Yeah.
Unless it's obviously your shot. That's weird.
No, I meant like at the
oh,
like
you're saying
golf
at the-
tournament.
yeah,
Mashed potatoes, they say.
Yeah.
Getting the hole in a par 5.
Blink
yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
There's another there's one that is very specific to actually playing with people, and it's when you hit a bad shot and everyone says it's a good shot.
Oh no.
Like when you hit a drive and everyone's like, "Oh, good one," and like it's starting to leak way left and way left. Now all of a sudden it's out of bounds. Like, well, like we don't have to sugarcoat how bad of a shot that was.
Yeah,
What
dude,
if
that with
you're-
putting a lot too. Like if you miss a putt
Like,
that
so
was a
good.
good punt. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
like,
it,
no,
it
actually,
missed,
it
yeah.
wasn't at all. And like sometimes you want to be a dick and be like, no, it wasn't.
Wait, but
like
so do you not like?
I say that shit all the time with
Yeah.
randoms, though. I'm like the king of being like, oh, nice roll. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
I
like
know.
trying to be
You
like
just wanna be
friendly and
nice.
shit. Like, it's awkward. Like, I don't do it with my friends, but like if I'm with randoms, like, oh, like nice
But that
roll.
guy
like,
under
good
his
chip.
breath is like, no, it wasn't a fucking
Yeah.
good chip.
No,
you
yeah.
fucking dick.
What about? But I say like you're gonna love that to pretty much every shot.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
It depends on like that guy. If he's continuously hitting bad shots and you keep saying you're gonna love that, he's gonna be like, I don't love any of these.
Yeah, but
you know
it's
what I
funny
mean?
when you like completely slice one in the woods. You're like, oh, you're gonna love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
You're
I've
trying to
got-
accomplish something else there. Yeah.
I like that.
I'm definitely on the list of bad golf. Like
Yeah.
Hank and I, when we were out in Vegas, there was one guy who hit it in the sand, and he was like playing through, and he came up. I was like, yeah, you're in the sand right here. He could see that he was in the sand.
He was
Giving him
fucking
the inside.
Yeah, I was
didn't
like, yeah, you're
acknowledge
here,
it.
dude.
yeah, right here in the sand.
He knew he was in the sand.
Great
Oh,
putter
man.
though.
Yeah, I was putting well that day. All right, thank you, boys. Subscribe to Foreplay. They'll have a recap of the Open. Sad about Tiger.
Oh,
He can't, what's the cut going to be?
He just made a birdie.
He got a
though.
birdie.
He's not even going to be close. Though,
no,
right?
he's
got to get he's got to shoot his balls off.
He's got to
he's
really
13
turn
off the
around.
lead right now.
If anybody's
It's the first
capable,
day.
Tiger
Yeah.
is.
That's
Pop
right.
Punk, go
I
see
love that.
Frankie and PFT.
Oh
perform.
yeah.
Yeah, Pop
yeah.
Punk. So it's July 29th, Atlantic City, Anchor Rock Club.
Yep.
Frankie's the drummer. Frankie, you're going to sing for us too, right?
I'm gonna sing a little bit. It's gonna be an amazing venue. I looked up the pictures. Anchor Rock Club is awesome, and then in New York City, July 6th,
August 6th,
August 6th. sorry.
Gramercy Theater.
Gramercy Theater. So yeah, go look at our socials. We have all the links for the tickets up there. It's gonna be fun. I love getting back on stage.
Going to be a good time.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, thanks
Thanks
boys.
again, guys. This
Thanks,
has been
guys.
like we were nervous for this big time. It's like
You
the
guys are
biggest
great.
show ever. So yeah.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you did a great job, sweetie.
Thanks.
Great Mount Rushmore by those guys. And that Mount Rushmore was brought to you by Vizzy. There are moments in life that are just absolute vibes, like your team getting the draft pick you've been praying for, or shooting your first birdie on a par 3. Wish I could say that I've done that, but when I do, it will be a vibe. The best way to celebrate those moments is with the drink that matches the vibe. Vizzy Hard Seltzer always brings the good vibes with a variety of delicious fruit flavors and antioxidant vitamin C. You guys know we love Coors Light. We all love Coors Light. And that hasn't changed. But when I'm craving a hard seltzer, Vizzy is the one I go for. I was back in Scituate last week on the beach, vibing out on the spit. Probably had about 100 Vizzies over the course of the week. They're just so good, and they just bring the right vibe, you know? Sometimes you want a beer, but sometimes you need a seltzer, and Vizzy is the one for you. They have you covered this summer with a wide range of refreshing fruit flavors like pineapple mango, black cherry lime, strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate. Fuck. I'm so close.
You're so close.
Blueberry pomegranate and more. My favorite flavor is strawberry kiwi.
Hell yeah.
It's the best.
I actually love strawberry kiwi as well.
I like blueberry pomegranate.
Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the seltzer that passes the vibe check. To find Vizzy, to find Vizzy near you, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/PMT. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/PMT. And for updates on the latest flavor drops and more, sign up at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. You must be 21 plus. Vibes.
Great vibes, Hank.
Good job, Hank.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll wrap up this week with Fyre Fest of the week. By the way, on Monday, the return of Billy Football with the Mount Rushmore. He will be back in the fold. So get excited for that if you're a Billy fan. And if you're not, tough shit. He's back. He's back.
Yeah, you can just not listen to the end of the show then.
Yeah, that's fine. But also listen to the end of the show still, please. Hank, your Fyre Fest.
My Fyre Fest is that I am just a world-class procrastinator. It's really just my life is a Fyre Fest. My brain is a Fyre Fest.
You're a professional procrastinator.
Yes. I'm moving Monday. I haven't packed a single thing. And I've had like this whole week. Like this whole week I was like, all right, I'm going to slowly get my shit together, pack it all up. I have the time. And then I've just gone home every night this week and played video games.
It's impossible to pack when it's more than like 2.5 days out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in your defense, moving sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like everybody procrastinates to a certain point when it comes to moving because there's nothing fun about the moving process.
And the worst part about what you're about to go through, Hank, is like when you finally mentally get to a point where it's like, all right, time to pack, and you tell yourself, oh, this isn't that bad, and then you get into it and you're like, oh, this is like a lot of like because there's so
Yeah,
many
like I wish I
little-
had more time to go
Yeah.
through all this shit.
There's so many like little things that you forget about moving that you just like, oh no, all I got to do is get my my plates and my bed and I'm good. No, there's so much more.
you got to put the
Getting new stuff, canceling.
Oh,
Yeah, changing addresses.
changing addresses.
The worst, I think, is the kitchen part, where you have to put like the pieces of paper between all the plates so they don't break.
Not doing that.
No, I
you did?
I did that last time.
Really?
Last year, yeah.
Damn. Okay.
You're all grown up.
Good for you. Why don't you just hire a mover?
I had to do that too. I've been talking I was talking to a moving company last week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that should be fine. We'll give you a call back." And then in my head, I was like, "Boom, locked in." And then I was driving back from the Hamptons. I was like, I never heard back. And then I realized like I still
Not
need
locked
to
in.
get a moving company. So yeah,
I have one.
and that's
I'll
all
look you
like it's all. These are things that I've had more than enough time. Like it's not like this is something that snuck up on me. It's just almost that I had too much time.
Yeah, that actually it's time's fault.
Yeah.
For giving you too much.
Again, it's my brain, just my professional procrastinating is
What do you think is the perfect amount of time for you to know that you have to move in?
5 days.
5 days, yeah.
Because then it's like 5 days.
Week of
all
the
right,
move, yeah.
Let's make moves.
You do a little stuff here and there.
Because this was like I had 2 weeks. Obviously, last week I wasn't here, but it was like, yeah.
Here's an idea.
I have all next week,
for
and
an
then this
invention.
week it was like, well,
You're fucked.
What if they made an invention that was just called like the apartment bag, where you could put everything in your apartment into one giant bag, and then slide that out the door, and
like
then
on 4 wheels.
yeah, but maybe not 4 wheels. Maybe just like maybe it's got something on the
Yeah.
bottom, but
Wait.
just a bag that you can throw everything into, and then just pull it into your new apartment.
Hank, I'm confused. You're moving, but it's not the end of the month.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, Fyre Fest, that I'm not even gonna get into. But
What happened?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened.
You got a couple places though.
Yeah.
Right now I
Currently,
got
you
2
multiple
spots.
properties.
Yeah, wait, Hank, doesn't that mean that you have 15 more days to move all your stuff out?
Yeah.
Nope.
That would.
What?
I got to be out Monday.
Are you sure?
I'm extremely sure.
What'd they do?
They were like, you have to be out Monday, and I was like, what?
Did you pay for the full month?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
all
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, that's definitely why. Okay. All right, that's good fire. I mean, moving is just the worst thing
But
ever.
like, why wouldn't they say it to be out Friday? Whatever. It's. I've had issues with my building this entire time I've lived here, and I'm happy to be out of
Yeah,
there.
fuck
I'll
'em.
put it that way.
Fuck
right.
'em. All right, PFT, your Fyre Fest.
My Fyre Fest is I feel bad for the listeners because I fucked up.
Billy. Oh.
No, that's Monday's Fyre Fest. I feel bad because I fucked up, and on Wednesday's show I did not say I love you guys.
Oh.
Usually,
I
when
actually was thinking that in
happens-
real time,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like you
very
kind of ended
high.
on such a high note that I was like, you didn't want to.
How did we end that show?
You ended with the seal joke again.
Oh yeah, the callback.
Yeah.
It was too perfect of a callback. But in my defense, I was very high, and I forgot.
Yeah.
So it's not that I forgot that I loved you guys. It's that there was an imbalance between what my brain was thinking and then the words that were coming out of my mouth.
Things people forget.
At one point, I had to like call Bubba over and be like, "Hey, Bubba, remember that thing that we talked about?" Because I couldn't even express the words to him of like what we talked about. But I forgot. It's not that I don't love you guys. I do love you guys. And whenever that happens, that's probably the most like heads up that I get of anything that ever happens on the show. There will be like probably 100 people that tell me, "Hey, do you still love me?" I
Yeah.
don't think that you love me.
So don't be so needy, guys.
Yeah, well, no, it's okay to be needy. Like we're expressing our emotions to each other. We don't say it enough as men and as women to each other. I love you guys, and I can't blame Hank or Bubba for editing it out and making a mistake. My mouth edited it out. My
Yes.
mouth did a bad job editing my brain.
You stop loving them.
I didn't stop. I'm not for a fucking second.
Well, it sounds like you did because your brain was so high you forgot to love them.
No, not the case. I love you guys. Don't ever forget it. I'm going to say it multiple times today. I love you guys.
Okay, so mine is about that episode as well. For the few, the proud, who heard us as chipmunks when they woke up on Wednesday morning, that sucked. What sucked even more was I think this is like another sign that I'm probably addicted to content too much. I woke up at 5 a.m. just out of a dead sleep, looked at my phone, and saw like the first 2 tweets were like, "Is this the Minions episode? And why do you guys sound like chipmunks?" And then I just didn't go back to sleep because we were trying to fix it. And it's just like, why did my brain have to do that? Why did my brain have to have like a subconscious alarm go off being like, "Hey, something's wrong with the Pardon My Take upload"?
That's also maybe the funniest episode for it to happen to, where
Yeah.
we're all just like stoned out of our gourds at
It was
the end.
crazy that because I was like, oh no, people are just listening at 4x or 2x, whatever you listen to. No, we literally sounded like chipmunks Apologies. It was something about the ad insertion, so it wasn't even us. It was upstairs. So actually, it was us. It was Hank. It was upstairs had something wrong, so it's not our fault.
I heard somebody play a clip of the show where it was the fast version but slowed down to halftime. That was very funny.
Yeah.
Because it didn't even sound normal. It sounded like drunk chipmunks.
Yeah, but the whole idea of us going out early for the mini golf tournament was we didn't have to wake up at 5 in the morning to take a bus from Manhattan, and then I ended up waking up at 5 in the morning anyway. So that was awesome.
That's that baby alarm.
Yeah, it fucked me up. No, that's not the baby. My kids sleep well. It was the chipmunk alarm. Somehow went off in my brain.
Spidey sense.
Yeah, it was just me and Big Cat, like, in our boxers at 5 in the morning.
I was
like,
standing in Liam's room.
trying to be like, why do we sound like chipmunks right now?
Yeah, and Liam had gone to sleep like an hour before because he was editing the show. So he had 1 hour of sleep. And I kept on, I would be like, hey, can you re-upload it? And he's like, yeah, I got it. And then I'd go back to my room. And then I'd come back like 3 minutes later and he was back asleep because it was fucking 5 in the morning. But yeah, I was just standing in my boxers in his room being like, we got to figure this out.
We gotta solve the chipmunk issue.
The chipmunks have infiltrated us. You'll see other podcasters doing that. Just remember that. We care. We care maybe too much sometimes. All right, Jake, finish us off.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, my Fyre Fest was that I left my sand wedge a few holes prior. Had to go back and get it. This time, I remembered it. This happened last week when I was home in Florida. But when I picked up the sand wedge that I was bringing, I put it in a red ant pile.
Oh,
no.
And I got only
got
one
bit?
bite somehow. But
Oh,
I have a
poor.
picture of it. There were like a dozen of them on my grip.
Bryson would have had a stroke.
No way. What did you just wipe them off?
I took water and dumped it on, and it was bad. I can't believe I only got one bite.
Yeah, one bite. You. Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah.
Have you ever stood in an ant pile before?
No.
Because sometimes when you stand in one, you don't realize that you're in one until you get that first bite and you look down at your leg and it's just fucking covered in fire ants.
Yeah.
And that will ruin your day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do with my wedge these days.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can just put it on the green and don't take it out.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. That's
Yeah.
your fault for having to keep
Yep.
using it.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank God only one bite.
I know, crazy.
I'll also never promise a six-pack during the summer ever again. That was,
Oh,
No, you're
that's
close.
weird.
Hank, you're so close.
Interesting. I never saw that one coming.
You're so close.
I'm getting there, but
No, you're
Yeah.
not.
No, you're doing great, sweetie.
no, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I'm on the road there.
I don't think you genetically can get a six-pack.
Absolutely, I'm
Not
skinny.
everyone can get one.
The problem is, Hank, this is your last year to have a six-pack without
Yeah.
it being weird.
Yeah, but the winter time I can grind.
No, you're not going to get a
Oh, yeah,
six-pack
that's
in the
gonna
winter.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, winter
I
time.
was
Football
going
season?
hard. May, June, and then just the summer happened.
Golf took over. Why don't you do crunches every hole you get to? 30 crunches in the tee box.
Why don't you just walk instead of taking a cart?
I do walk
Or
sometimes.
incentive, any 3-putt.
Any
It's an
3-putt
exercise.
crunches. You're not going to do it. All right. Numbers.
I think you look great, Hank.
Hank, you ever gotten this before?
Oh, wait, put that back. Spoil.
Oh, you just said it out loud. Spoiler.
No.
Okay, I'm going to go with 44.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 88. I feel like if it doesn't come today, it's coming soon.
26. 26.
27.
Ooh. 62.
Oh, are we counting that? It's a wedgie.
No, that counts. That's out.
It's a
That's
wedgie.
out.
It is a wedgie,
It is a
though.
wedgie.
It's out, but it's out.
It's stuck.
This counts.
There we go. 62. It's official.
All right.
Love you guys. Otters are necrophiliacs.